All right, we're here. We're live, but we're not really live. It's like the pre-live. It's like it's like we're live, but it's not. We're not gonna answer questions for 4 minutes.
All of the tension of being live without all the responsibility.
Exactly. It's okay. Let's see. Lotus, and I can put
Hi.
lead progress. How do you spell programmer? Fuck. Programmer
With
or
2 M's.
no? Is it A or
With
E? No, it's E.
E. Although I am programmer too.
Yeah.
I do appreciate the art of grammar.
I hate it. I think it's stupid. Oh wait, I should make it. I should have it be.
It's just peer pressure from the people that came before us.
Maybe maybe that works. Oh my god, I have
It's a bit big.
Hey, I'm still fucking working on it, man. You gotta
man.
yeah, give me a second here. We're doing this live. God, I'm gonna get attacked. What's happening? What happened to us?
The white text on the background too. Goddamn.
Hey, listen, I'm finding the outline button. Everyone's gotta hop off. Like,
Can you put a black outline on text? We're working on it. We're trying. Peak streaming performance.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah, okay, that's okay. So Lotus is done. Can I just copy this? Actually, I don't want to have to make that again.
Yeah. Call everyone Lotus.
No, the background. Yes. Yes. I don't have to redo that entire thing. Amazing. Koth lead. Animator. Look at that. So it's like we have nameplates.
So we've got about a 20-second lag. I'm noticing.
That's fine. And then rad. Lead. No, that's lead. I don't know. What the fuck is my title anyway? What am I?
I don't know.
Director?
Product owner. Director.
Owner.
Lord. All right now.
Oh no! What the fuck happened?
Oh, we're all rad! Hey!
Oh my god, it's been doing that the entire time. I'm actually gonna scream. I have to set.
I thought you were doing it on purpose.
No one said anything.
Copies.
Fuck me. Okay.
I'm not the one setting up the stream. I promise. I only do programming. I don't do streaming.
Reference. Okay. If I change this, is God gonna be nice to me? Oh my god. I have to do it every time. I have to make it every time. That's so unfair. Life's not fair, man. Life's not fucking fair, dude. How could this happen? It's gonna be huge every time I make it. It's gonna be fucking big every time. Oh my god. No, how did this happen to me? Fuck.
I will get it. We'll figure it out.
They're all gonna laugh. They're all gonna laugh at me. They're all gonna laugh at me.
It kind of helps because it means that I don't have to use my energy to be funny.
I am crashing out. I'm losing my fucking mind here. If they're all different, oh my god, I forgot the last little fucking. Good god, I'm really frazzled. Okay,
That's right.
All right, and now we're making the last one. Hey everyone, how does the audio sound? Do we sound good against each other? That's what I really wanted to find out in this opening segment, but I got really distracted. Director writer. There we go. That sounds better actually. Now that I had a second to think about it, and I wasn't like,
yeah, director writer is good.
Ew, disgusting. Stop that. There we go. Yes, done. Sounds good. Balance. Okay, there is background music. I'm not sure if that's audible. Amazing audio. Oh my
I don't know
god.
if we can hear the background music.
Koth, they want you to talk.
Oh, hi. What's up, man? How's it going? I have nothing to talk about though.
Yet.
Although, hey, my text, my name is bigger than Lotus. I think that's cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. You're right. Yeah, that's a good point. It's because program is such a long word, you know?
Well, you could write coder to make it
Yeah.
shorter.
No music on your end. I can up that. Don't worry. I mean, I'm gonna tweak it a little bit. How's the music now? It's on the Office song, if anyone's wondering. How many people are here? 10 viewers. Whoa!
12.
Oh, 12 for you? 10 for me.
Well, maybe if I refresh the page.
Now let me go on to the. Oh, I can view live in my control room. Hold on, there's a control room. Everyone, calm down now.
What?
Well, because I'm the streamer that is live. Oh, I do see it now. That's amazing. Okay. Hi everyone. Welcome to the biannual August Q&A. We did one of these 2 years ago, but it wasn't on YouTube, and I just realized that the other day that it was also in August. Music's a little quiet. I can fix this. We'll tweak it until it's perfect. I'm literally just playing our YouTube video of the soundtrack on a loop, if anyone's wondering. Check out our soundtrack. I don't like that our names aren't actually, like, aligned. I'm now noticing
Perfection
that.
is
Looks,
the enemy. Don't think too much
that
about
looks
it.
better? Wait. That looks better?
That's it.
The fuck? Yes, I mean, okay, maybe you're on delay, because I've adjusted it.
Oh, yeah. I see it now.
Thank you so
Oh,
much.
yeah, that's good.
Thank you. All right.
Yeah, I can only see the changes you make when the stream can see it. So
I know.
everything you do, I see 20 seconds later.
I know everyone's yelling at me after I've already fixed it. And let me actually Jimmy's rustled. Oh my god! Can I tell you, when that meme popped off, I was working in a grocery store and I was like in the organic aisle and I saw like the Jimmy Russell monkey on a cereal box and I was like, that's what it's from? That's what it is? Okay, that is pretty good. Literally, I think it's great. Thank you. Thanks for directing me. My husband literally walked into the room and held up a ruler to the text of our names and made sure they were aligned. I just got fucking owned. Oh my goodness. Okay, so there's already been questions. That's fantastic. So here's how this is gonna work. Ideally, this is how it works. I'm also increasing the hide delay, and also I gotta make Doom a mod. Hold on, that's really important. Because if anyone says anything crazy, I want... Okay, managing moderator. Yeah, standard, we can review and remove chat messages, can manage blocked words, change... I'll make you the big boy. There you go. And yeah, I gotta post it everywhere. Oh my god, that, literally, the updating the text thing ruined my whole day. Like, I had a whole plan for this, and it just got destroyed. Okay, but thankfully, the Patreon post is... Everything's written, I just have to press the button. Post.
Alright.
Amazing. Post it on Patreon. Post it on Subscribestar. Shout out to all my 5 Subscribestar people. Love and appreciate your persistence. I should also post it on Discord. God damn it. Hold on, everybody. This is really professional.
Oh, yeah, I could have pinged them. I just wrote a very subtle, quiet, everyone ready.
I saw that. All right. Hey, members, we are live. And a link. There we go. Maybe Twitter too. Let's go on Twitter.
Yeah, why not? There's a lot of people there.
Okay. R Hazelnut Latte Q and A is live now. Link. Okay, that's good enough. Fuck Blue Sky, you nerds.
Hey,
I...
what did I do?
I don't know. I needed to attack someone to feel better. Okay, what has been happening? Let me scroll back up through the chat and see what's been going on. So here's how this is going to work. We're going to, essentially, I have a bunch of questions that people have already been asking, either on Patreon, the forum, Discord, Subscribestar even. So I'm going to go through, we're going to kind of back and forth, go through questions that we're getting in the chat, and questions that I already have written down over the past week. Probably the biggest question is, why are we even doing this? Well, we released a lot of information. It was a lot of stuff. It was originally one gigantic post, and I was like, we should probably split this up into smaller posts. And then next time I would have personally announced, yeah, listen, I was going to, okay, and then everything bad happened. So, fuck it, we do it live. We're doing it live! Fuck it! Remember that? Anyone? Just me? Oh my god, just viewership just shot up. But yeah, so there's a lot of information. I'm sure people have a lot of questions, and it's also nice to just connect with everybody on a more personal level, since normally we're just like, it's just me yelling at you once a week in a progress update. So this is a bit more personal and interactive. I'm here. I am obviously the director of the game. I'm the head writer. We also have with us Koth, our lead animator.
Hello. That's me.
That's you! And we have
Yep, that's
Lotus, our lead programmer.
Hello, it's me, the cat,
It's
who
the,
keeps posting care all the time.
it's the cat. So we are here to, I know a lot of the questions that have been submitted so far are for me. I obviously do not mind talking, but we also have stuff for people who are here today, our animator and our programmer. So also ask them questions. So I'm going to scroll up, because I think I already saw one or two questions already. And I just kind of want to, like, go over it. I think I saw that Riss said something. Oh, do I have the same beard as my icon? Hell no, that's a lie. It's a ruse. It's fake. I do not have... I mean, I have a beard, but it's not that good. This is a persona I am displaying. And yeah, I just raised Koth up as loud as I could.
Damn, am I that? Okay, let me fix my mic then.
But let's see. Not Lost Gamer Fake asks, are you gonna update the Steam page? Yeah, that's actually a thing that the Steam page is a thing I'm in the middle of dealing with. I actually have there's like 12 DMs I'm not looking at until after this Q&A is over about the Steam page. So that is actually what I'm doing immediately after this Q&A. So yeah, we're gonna update it. Don't you worry. We're gonna have a whole announcement about it. So stay tuned. I can't really say because it's still in the works, but it's gonna be a whole thing. Will the game get ported to the console? I don't know. If you would ask me that a year ago, I'd have said, man, that'd be so cool. Let's try to do that. But now that consoles are moving away from discs, sort of the appeal of console is losing it on me. I mean, if we can get it to work, that'd be great. But I mean, we're definitely gonna Steam Deck, Steam controller. Hell yeah, we love PC. Console, we'll see what happens when we get there. But oh my god, Riss has questions for Lotus and Koth. This is amazing.
Hey.
Oh my god, there's no
Default, but fun one. Lotus, what's the hardest thing to code? And Koth, what was the hardest things to animate? Do you want to go first, Koth, while I think about this?
Oh, okay, sure, because it's easy for me. It's the Jamie one, man. The one that Red posted on Twitter. That Jamie has to like turn around and do all those crazy shit. Like, oh my god, man.
Yeah, yeah, that was fucking insane.
Quite painful. Yeah.
Ah, gosh. For me, it's kind of a similar vein, since I've had to write the crossover code to make the spine characters animate on command through Yarn Spinner. So just trying to create like the bridge script where we can signal through yarn spinner that we want a character to animate and then have them do it, and especially when I need it to like follow a timer. Then there's some other stuff as well that have been really tricky, but they're not in the game yet, so I don't really want to talk about it.
What? I mean, I was about to ask you. Oh, what is it? As if we aren't like live in front of a million people.
We
Is it-
haven't showed it off yet.
is it spoiler?
It's something. It's one of the earliest things that I did, but we haven't. It's not. It's not like in a scene that players can see yet.
Okay. Sneaky. Yeah. Also, we're
Sneaky.
gonna keep secrets. We're gonna try to be as open and honest as possible, but sometimes we cannot answer every question. Yeah, let's pop back over to our submitted questions for a minute. Let's see. So Sergio on Patreon asked, "I'm interested in seeing where this goes from here." And so, by the way, the questions I'm reading off, they're in order of how I got them. So we're kind of going through like, I guess the natural progression of things, the timeline from beginning to end. So yeah, I'm interested in seeing where this goes from here and how much control we'll have over the coffee shop, how the coffee shop is run. Personally, a nice cozy feel has always been my vibe. Yeah, so the coffee shop being run, we have a lot of ideas about how we want to do it. We're trying to find the right balance of letting you be semi hands-on, but obviously we can't like go crazy because there's only so many limits to what we can do in a game. But I don't know, Liz, I know you want to say something about this?
Well, in terms of how much the players get control over
Because
the cafe.
you wrote a little thing before, yesterday. Remember when
Oh yeah. Yeah, because I don't know how many people remember that there was actually a little bit of a cafe management that was implemented in the Empire system. Like we did want to do a engine swap because we wanted to have a stronger ability to make these interesting management and minigame interactions. So yeah, there's we do want to make a fun experience of operating in the cafe because it's like part of the story. The final version of what that's going to look like obviously is something that will change as we develop, so I can't really answer what form this will take, but priorly you probably remember that there was a short coffee mini game that like I think 12 people ever played because they never saw Kara, so they clearly didn't play it. But yeah, essentially we want to do something in that vein, just a bit more interesting in how it's visually represented and how you interact with it rather than just a memory game.
Yeah, we're looking at it like obviously we're like 4 episodes away from it happening, but I think that we have ideas to make it not typically what you might expect. So we want it to be different. We don't want it to be like what you typically would expect to be in a coffee game, basically. Hopefully that answers that. Oh my god, this is a question for Koth. Koth, do you have some skeletons ready for each character already, or do you make a new one for scenes? If the engine got that.
Yeah, so for the sprite and the scenes, they have separated skeletons actually, because like it's a 2D rig, right? So it has some limitations and they cannot really be used like interchangeably in a sense. So yeah, I have to like rig a new skeleton every time there's a new scene for me to do.
Yeah, a fun actually, like a thing that happened like the other week is Cockman submitted some sketches for a scene we're gonna do, and Koth and I went back and were like, "Hey, these look great. There's too many camera angles."
Yeah, man.
We're like, we're gonna have to do the skeleton for each camera angle. Whereas if like a scene has 1 or 2, it's like, okay, we animate, Koth can make the skeleton for that one angle, and then the characters can do stuff within it. As opposed to, every time we switch a camera angle, Koth has to completely re-layer, rig, everything if we're animating it. So we're trying to
Yep.
be conservative with how many angles I guess we have, so to speak. Let's see. How many episodes
I
are
hope you're being good about and commenting your code to find stuff easier. Yeah, I comment my code a little bit, just enough so that I remember what I was thinking when I wrote it. Thank you, Riz.
Yeah, Lotus actually has a great thing where he's like, he's always making sure that like if for whatever reason he is gonna
Gets
like,
hit by bus.
yeah, if he like dies today when he's out like doing something insane, because he's always doing something stupid. The code is written in a way where if we get somebody new for whatever reason, they're not going to be left sitting there wondering what the fuck is going on, which is great. That's my goat. Let's see. How many episodes are planned for now? 17. It was 25, but we have cut it down to 17 episodes because, if we did 25, it would be we'd be making the game forever. So we cut it down a bit to hone in on the story and the characters. Originally, it was gonna be a bit longer. I was personally worried for a while that there'd be characters who'd be left on the sidelines for a while because of how long the game is gonna be. Like, what if so and so ends their like story arc and then they're kind of just like on standby until the end of the game or whatever. So I don't want to have that situation occur. This might go on for more than 2 hours. Yeah, I'm getting the feeling. Listen, when people weren't filling out the forums, I was like worried that this was going to be a fucking disaster. But I'm so happy everyone's here. This is amazing. Some characters. This is from Simon. Some characters are originally from other countries, or they are all American. It'd be interesting if this was addressed. Talk about a little bit about the past, where they came from. Yeah, I think that for the most part, it's a pretty American cast. And the reason why that is because it's me writing it, and I just I feel like I'd have to do a lot of research to do that accurately. So I sometimes will kind of just like I think there's one person who is like born in another country but then moved here early, but like everyone's pretty much like they grew up in America, so maybe it's a cop out, but it makes it a bit easier for me to write them if everyone's in America. Though I could have side characters pop up. A question for Risk for the whole team. What drew you all to join and/or make Hazelnut Latte? Money is always a nice motivator, of course, but hopefully more fun answers. Oh man, me? It's completely money. Yeah, no, I'm only here for the money, 100%. No, I'm kidding. Kind of. No, yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I guess what started. I'll be quick. Is that I've been making art for a long time. Since I was a teen, I've been uploading stuff on the internet that I've been making, and all of it has failed horribly. And so, in a sort of a Hail Mary situation, I was like, let's try adult stuff. It'll probably fail too. And then when it started to pop off, I was like, interesting, not what I expected to be doing. But now that I've been into it and been doing it for 4 years almost, I've grown to really love and appreciate the art form and what it is I'm doing. And that's why the game's so long. That's because I do love doing this. So that's me.
Oh, I can jump in. Yeah, for me, it was a bit of a surprise, actually. I joined while I was doing a game design program at university. I was re-specializing, and I was trying to figure out what I could do as a nice side passion project to sharpen my skills outside of the university curriculum. And so I was looking on itch.io what kind of small indie projects were still in development but emergent and had a lot of fans. And I just downloaded a bunch of games, and most of them were visual novels, and I played through them. I left a short review for each of the games that I played, and tried to just get an inspiration of what would be an easy thing to get started on, what would gain traction. And Rad replied to my feedback, and we started chatting. And when I played the game, I didn't even know that Hazelnut Latte was a femboy game. I didn't read the description. I just looked at the pictures, downloaded, fell in love with the writing, So yeah, that's kind of how I ended up here, and was eventually taking on the team. So I'm very happy.
This is why you always interact with your community. You never know what you're gonna find. I'm so
Yep.
happy I found Lotus and Koth. Koth, how'd you get here?
Yeah. So, me and Red was like a visual follower on Twitter, right? And I have always wanted to do porn game, man. So, and I was also like interested in doing animation and stuff. So I guess it was really lucky, the timing and all, that Red posted that he's looking for an animator, and so I just applied for it,
Thank
and
God.
now I'm here.
It was a
Yeah.
sea of bots, and what the fuck? Sorry, I'm reading the chat. I just got flashbanged. I just got nuked. No, yeah, Koth was yeah, we were mutuals, and when Koth applied, I was like, oh, thank Christ. And then yeah, we got to talking, and then Koth's honestly the reason why we're now so spined up is because Koth was animating the Hazel bathroom scene where like you massage his ass. And Koth was like, what if
Oh
like I
yeah,
was like,
that
hey, is
one.
there a way that you can like have spine in the game so you can like actually move his butt around? And I was like, you know, my brain expanded. I was like, what? That's a great idea. And that's kind of what led to us that's why Koth is lead animator, because he has ideas for days and he's amazing. I have to address some stuff
Rad sounds
happening
like
in
a
the
fanboy.
I have to address some things happening in the chat right now. Just not what I expected Rad to
Definitely,
sound
man.
like. Listen, I've done interviews, okay? I've done other videos where I've spoken. All right, fake fan, first of all. Secondly, sound like a femboy. You know, I get that a lot, and I don't look like one though, and I'm also not one. I know it's probably disappointing for some people, but I will say, throughout my entire life, I used to work at a call center, and I often was called a woman on the call. And for a long time, I had long hair, so I'd be working at like a customer-facing job. People would call me a woman, and I'd be like, "Well, that no."
You're the reverse of me. I've had people see me and say woman until I spoke, and then like, oh shit.
So yeah, I do get that a lot. I do get that. I know I've been thinking about changing my PFP because I do feel like it's a bit almost disingenuous because I'm not like a Chad. I'm very much a. I mean, you know, I would probably be full on non-binary if I wasn't working so much. But I don't have time to think about that right now. I'm very busy. are are gonna be DLC? That's a great question. Like I said in our announcement post, we don't do DLCs. We do expansions. We
Exactly.
expand. But then after that, yes, we are doing DLC. So the plan for those who, for the plan for those who didn't read my long ass posts, basically we're gonna do expansions to the main game, so giant chunks of game, which are gonna be like in-game months. If anyone's played the Renpai stuff, you know that eventually the game flips the script a bit, and you are there's this the open world happens, and you can explore Jade City. It's now like a daily thing, and so every episode is an in-game week, and then so 4 in-game weeks, 4 episodes is an in-game month. So our idea for the expansions are: the first expansion's that first free roam month, second expansion the second free roam month, so we're gonna time's gonna change, we're moving further into winter, the environments are gonna change a bit, and then finally the last expansion set in game in December is gonna be the final expansion, and then a little post like finale episode, and then after that, if the game does well enough, we have plans for standalone DLC episodes that are just more slice of life fun. Because ideally, at the end of the game, the main conflict has been dealt with. You're with all the characters you want to be with, and then after that, we are gonna, if the game does well, because if it obviously, just speaking earnestly with everybody, if the game doesn't do well enough, there's no reason to go but dip back into it and keep making stuff for it. I feel like that just makes business sense. But if it does do well, we do have plans to do like a beach episode. We have plans to do like a, the game, the gang does a tabletop RPG, which is an excuse to put everybody in cute medieval outfits and have them do magic and stuff when that wouldn't happen because it's a grounded, realistic-ish game. So yeah, there are DLC plans that we have. If we can keep milking this forever, pun intended.
Roro Fight the Power. Are we gonna get Project Moonslop in Hazelnut Cafe? What's that?
You mean characters mentally breaking and having to explore dungeons and which specifically Project Moonslop are you talking about? No one's getting a lobotomy, if that's the question. Lotus clearly has not played Limbus Company.
I have not. There are many games that
I keep fucking telling you too, dude.
I know, but I
what are you working?
Know when I'm gonna have time.
What are you busy?
A little bit.
Let's see. Oh yeah, everyone loves the beach episode. I can't wait because that's the problem is that the game is set during the winter because I love wintertime. But
hey, ice baths, come on, man.
But oh my god, I already know some of the summer fits. Don't worry. I was cooking up Robbie's the other day with is Hurry here? Hurry was my Robbie consultant. We were whipping up his beach outfit. Let's see what I should bounce. I'm sorry. I should bounce back to the questions we've already received. Just for a minute. All right, this is an easy one. Will you get the Android version? Yes.
There is one.
Yes. Yes. Lotus, I think we should skip this next
version.
I think we should skip this next question.
Yeah.
This is a fun one. I think this is from Hawk, even though he said not at when I asked on the forum what name I should say. They said not at all I'm scared of acknowledgement, but also at the same time Hawk was in the Discord saying that they filled it out. So I'm pretty sure this is you, buddy. Not to call you out. Will there be a chance to return Nodo to the light side and have him and Vera reconcile? This is an interesting question because I do see that there are people who... I mean, there's a lot of people who enjoy when a villain gets turned to the light side. I'm also of the opinion that villains should be villains. So, I don't know. I'll have to see. At the moment, I don't think so, but you never know what happens. It's a long game. They had a lot of time to develop. You never know. But at the moment, I don't...
question of what form would that take?
Yeah. Because, I mean, he does do evil stuff. I mean, he's not a good guy. Also, you want Vera to go with him? I thought y'all were supposed to be, like, selfish. What happened here? I mean, it's very altruistic of you. It's nice, but... Damn. We'll do We'll do some more from the forum here. This is probably going to be for Lotus, but how has the switch to Unity affected the game and development progress, and are you happy with the engine switch so far now that some of it is out?
Yeah, so obviously it did affect the game development because we had to essentially create all of it from scratch, the entire framework of displaying dialogue, displaying pictures, displaying animations, saving data, loading data, all of that. We've obviously gotten a lot of help with the fact that we are using Yarn Spinner for our dialogue management. It's been a very handy tool to learn, but obviously it is a learning curve because I'm having to learn how to use someone else's stuff and then make it work for what we needed to do. Especially considering Yarn Spinner wasn't exactly designed specifically for visual novels, which are essentially state machines like Ren'Py. Their whole package is more used for more live things. Like you probably, I don't know if people know this, but it's used in Destiny, for instance, for managing their dialogue. So it's versatile. It can be used for many things. So I need it to behave for what we needed to do. Like one thing you guys might not know is that when you load the game, there is no simple way to tell Yarn Spinner to just start from the line the player was lost at, because it doesn't have a way to remember what that looks like. So essentially, we have to manually track how many lines down a conversation node the players are on all the time. And we also need to manually keep track of what the screen looks like, who's on screen, what animation are they in, where are they on the screen, what does the background look like, what music is playing. We have to track all of that manually, save that for when the player wants to save it, and if they reload, we need to rebuild that scene and fast forward down to that line. It's been a lot, but I am really happy the more it takes shape, because it does, like I said, it does give us a lot more freedom for other things we want to do later.
Yeah, it's sort of like, you know, like this like the yarn spinner, our dialogue tool, is used in a lot of games, right? Like I know it's used in like Cult of the Lamb, which I'm sure a lot of you have played. It's like you can't really like save your game in the middle of Cult of the Lamb of a dialogue, right? Like you can't like it's built for, I guess you could say, normal games where normally players will wait till the end of dialogue to save, and then during gameplay they save. So Lotus is making a lot of doing a lot to make it dance to our tune. But honestly, I think we would rather take the headache that Yarn Spinner gives us sometimes over the fucking colossal, deathly migraines Renpai gave us. I'll take the pain of Yarn Spinner. I think you'd agree, Lotus.
Oh yeah, like once it started behaving the way we wanted it to, it was like day and night. This is better.
Yeah, we should get it there. But also, like, Lotus was working for us on the side for like a long time, slowly building the Unity stuff while we were still doing Renpai. So, it's been a long time coming. It's been a lot of good work. I'll answer one last question from the forum, and then I'll bounce back to the chat. I saw Alfred was asking about the questions in the chat. Yeah, question in the chat. I'm just bouncing between people who submitted questions early and y'all. So last question from maybe Hawk, who knows. When will we see the Hazelnut Latte spin-off Dave in Paradise, starring the main character Dave going to a tropical island resort with Greg? Never. Greg actually is dying in the next update. It's going to be really tragic. Though he will get Isekai, but we're also not making that game either. No. There's not budget, I'm sorry. These are jokes, by the way. Let's see. What? All right, I paused my chat up here, so let's see what I've been missing. Let's see.
I've seen a lot of posts.
I know.
How far up do you want to scroll? Beach episode.
Yeah, I'm at beach episode. I'm working my way from that. Thank you for that, for the all caps beaches. I see all the great questions, but I want to ask if the Evil Dead Hazel will be in the game. Hell yes. It will be in episode 3. Don't worry. Evil Death Hazel will be there. Will there be multiple endings? Yes. Ideally, we want to give you pretty much every possible combination of love interests. So, like, obviously, we're writing the game with full harem in mind, all 7 love interests with your Isaac. But I know some people are going to want to be like, I want to be with Hazel, Tay, and Keira, and that's it. So we're going to try to give every combination their, like, just ending, but obviously the one we're aiming at is everybody. But also, in terms of endings as well, we're trying to figure out, Frisbee and I at the moment are trying to figure out multiple ways you can take down Nodo. We want to give you guys and gals, theys and thems, the tools and multiple ways to pursue figuring out how to deal with Nodo. So that will hopefully be fun. Let's see. This looks like it's going to be for Koth. The animated character sprites are very expressive. How many different animations does each main character have, and do you plan to add more expressions in the future?
Oh, I mean, I don't know how to answer that, man. That's a lot. And I will probably add more if needed. But I think I do like quite a lot to, just in case in the future Red decided to do it some way, it's already there.
You're like, Koth, how many
is that a good answer? I think that's a good answer.
How many expressions does like Hazel have right now in his sprite?
on top of my head, I think like 16. It should be
17.
somewhere around that. 17. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Yeah.
it should be more or less 16, like plus minus 1 or 2.
But thankfully, we're in a position now where, like, if for some reason, let's say I come to Koth and I'm like, I want you to add in this expression for Hazel. It's not like it's going to be, I mean, obviously there's work that has to be done, but it's not like it's going to be a giant ask to be like, can you add in Hazel looking like this, right? If we don't have that already. Because I know the other day you were adding in new outfits for Jamie, and that didn't take a hell of a long time. So adding to a character is not that bad.
Yep.
So we can always
The framework is already
adjust.
there.
What are your plans for managing the economy of the cafe? So I guess in the Ludo narrative, whatever, Vera is handling the money. You're just helping with more of like the making the, like, you know, getting the business up to snuff and you know, hiring up people, making it more appealing for customers. As everyone's seen, Cafe Astro looks like shit because it's in disarray, and so you have to go around and try to, you know, maybe hire someone to help fix up the cafe. So I don't want you really managing the money side because money is scary. But I want you to do, I'm gonna try to find other stuff I want you to do. I really want, this isn't a promise, this is me, I'm gonna try to do this, and if I fail, don't hold it against me, I'm sorry. I really want to figure out a way for you to, like, you're gonna be able to hire employees at some point, and I want to have a fun schedule making mini game, because I used to be a manager who made schedules, and I honestly kind of loved it. I would love to gamify it, if I can.
If I can.
If you can, that's right. Yeah, if you can. I mean, you know, I'll give you ideas. That's me. I'm the idea guy. When do we get the end update? Oh, sorry. Did you have more to say, Lotus? I apologize.
Yeah, well, just what you were saying about numbers as well. In the Renpai version, we did obviously have money making as a system, and it's something that we've discussed, that chasing magic numbers might not necessarily be the way we want to go, because it I think it's going to encourage the wrong type of behavior for approaching the game. So instead of trying to get the most out of the game, you're trying to optimize the game by trying to make sure you always have the most money or something like that. So that's why kind of we're not leaning on specifically you keeping an eye on getting a number up to a certain level or getting affection points up to a certain level. Instead, we want to keep it to, like, did you do this, then this will happen.
Yeah, we're trying to really, and we tried this in the Renpai version too, we don't want you to grind. We're really trying to disincentivize grinding. We don't want you to think, like, because I know a lot of other adult games do this. They introduce a mini game, and they're basically like, yo, grind this and make all the money. We don't want that. We really want you to not, we want you to do it because it's fun, and not because you feel like you have to do it to get the best ending. So we're really going to try everything we add that's like a mini game. We want you to not feel compelled to sit there for an afternoon and fucking match 3, you know? Looking at some games that did this. But let's see, this question is, when do we get the end update? So, we don't know. And that's not a cop-out, it's just because the development will only go as fast if we have money to make it go faster. So money is the engine that makes this train go faster. Because with more money, I can hire someone who can help out Koth. I can hire someone that can help out Kiki doing backgrounds, someone that can help out Cockman doing all the illustrations, help Lotus with all these mini games you want to do, and help me and Frisbee with all the writing, or even hell, I really want to get a marketing person, like a social media person, to take the Twitter away from me so I can focus on writing the game. And not having to always be trying to post the funny memes. Listen, I love memes, but, you know, I feel like people would rather me write, you know, emotional character beats with hot femboys. So I don't know when the game's gonna come out, what the end update, when it's gonna happen. It's really gonna, and that's kind of why we're doing the expansions, right? Like, the reason why we're doing a base game on Steam and then expansions instead of waiting for the game to be over, is that we want to basically, that base game on Steam's gonna come out, and a whole player base that has been either waiting or doesn't even know about us yet are gonna come in, and we're gonna hopefully get a good amount of money from that, and that is gonna propel us to probably hire somebody, give everybody here like a raise or even an hour bump or something, right? And we're gonna work harder because not everyone here is full time. I want them to be, but the money is not there, so that is the unfortunate, not fun answer to that question. Is we're never gonna know when it's gonna come out until we're like building the last update, and then we'll know. Like when we're making episode 17, I'll tell you when it's gonna come out. But until then, we don't. God, we don't know. I wish we did. I'd love to give you an answer, because I would love an answer too. Will there be choices? Oh, what's up?
No, I was about to read the one you're reading.
You can read it. I just yapped a whole bunch.
All right. Will there be choices for normal dialogue going forward? Yes or no's.
Yeah. So I mean, we're building episode 2, which is very branching. Episode 1 is sort of like a training wheel episode. There's divergent points, right? You can either go with Charlene or Max. When you get the Hazel, you can either do stuff with him or not. You get the Jamie, you can do stuff with him or not. But it's very much we're easing you in. We're not going to go crazy on the first one. We're trying to get you in there. I mean, the craziest one obviously is Max and Charlene because you can't do both in the same run. But episode 2, Frisbee and I are kind of like banging our heads together because the tree branches extend and they intertwine. So there's gonna be. I know I kind of mentioned it in the roadmap, but there's some scenes where it's like, this is like an optional thing. You can't like this. Yeah, you can't normally get this. Like the Dave stuff is gonna be a very weird trigger on how to get him. It's gonna be fun. But yeah, so at the moment we're training, but it's gonna expand. Alfred is Bobby B. That makes total sense. Let's see.
Yeah, just write your question in the chat, and we'll try to catch it.
We'll try to catch it, and if we miss it, you can repeat it. But also, we're kind of far back. We're a little we're a few minutes back on the chat because there's thankfully so many of you, and we appreciate you, and we're trying to answer as best we can.
Here's a Dave question. I know Dave is really mainly just a fanboy side character from our previous job in the game, but is there any way we're gonna get more of him, or even possibly him joining the cafe?
That is a good question. I'll be happy to answer it. Dave is not gonna join the cafe. Dave has a story, because when I first wrote Dave, he was literally just your coworker, and then people wanted more. People thought he was cute. Cockman thought he was cute. And I was like, okay, I'll do a little something. I've been wanting to do side characters anyway. And so I kind of made him this little character of like, this little loser is like, before you go, finally confesses his love for you. And then, you're still leaving him, so you can't really, it's like you're already on the path. And that path is towards the main story of the game. But people wanted a storyline, so I was always like, I'm not adding in more Dave, not adding in more Dave, not adding in more Dave. But that whole time, secretly, I was thinking, okay, but if I was going to, what would I do? And I didn't want to just add in Dave because all of you asked for Dave. If I'm going to add in Dave, I want to make sure that I'm doing it because I think I have a good story to tell. I think that's something interesting to say. Obviously, like as a developer, I want to appease the fans because you guys are literally paying our rent. At the same time, though, I don't want to make something because you asked for it and I half-ass it, and then you're like, ugh, he really dropped the ball on the Dave stuff. It's so like I spent all that time thinking in the background. So I do have a storyline now. I figured something out that I'm like, this is an interesting story to tell with Dave. So now I'm telling it. So he has, as I said in the update posts, he has a 3-episode story that ends in episode 4. And I hope you all enjoy the ride. But he's not going with you to do to Jade City. He's not gonna. That's not gonna happen. Just because scope creep, right? If I were to make every side character a main character, the game would never come out, and I would be old and gray, and we'd still be adding in Dave content. So,
we can take one more chat question, and then we'll do the forum questions.
Yeah,
Will there be corresponding dates you go on with each character where you enter a relationship with, such as going to a wrestling show with Tay or a gaming convention with Robbie?
Yes. Yeah. So actually, it's funny, when I was writing episode 7 before we jumped and did the switch, I think the thing I was writing, before we switched over, was I was writing you and Tay going to a wrestling show. And then we did the switch. So that those things are kind of planned. Those very character centric dates are 100%. You know, every character has their special interests, so we want to expound on that and go on a date with them. Yeah. So now I'm pausing on the Bobby B question, and we're gonna hop over to the forum post questions. And let's see. This is from Hurricane. This is your two questions are sort of the same question. How many characters will every episode introduce or reintroduce? And your second question was, will all 7 main interests be introduced by episode 4 or for episode 4? So yeah, Jamie and Hazel episode 1, episode 2 we're introducing and in episode 3 we're introducing and in episode 4 we're introducing Kara. Because Kara is the weirdest and the farthest one out, and but if everyone's noticed, we are setting up Kara's job really early this time around. So, and if anything, I'll actually give you guys a little peek behind the curtains. What I couldn't fit in time. I actually originally wanted Kara to be at the Noto meeting, but there just wasn't time. We were too. I saw we were just too strapped, and it couldn't be done. But I wanted Kara to I wanted you to bump into Kara when they were delivering pastries for the meeting, but we always still could just add it retroactively, but that was my earliest plan, and then So yeah, next episode, as anyone can see in the roadmap, I've already kind of teased who's going to be introduced, so that I can give you an idea on who's going to be introduced in episode 3. So yes, we are doing that. Next question from Hurry, because Hurry, thank you so much for being for asking so many questions in the Discord for this. Thank you. It was you and Fish, and I appreciate so much. But this question is, how many scenes will we have for the final game? Just Hazel in version 0.14 had 17. I sort of want to answer this because I think it's sort of different. I think different people think about things different ways. I don't look at characters like that. I don't keep track of scenes. I didn't even know Hazel had 17 scenes by the end of Renpai. I just don't think about it like that. I don't keep track. I very much write the relationships like a relationship, and I kind of just go with the flow. Obviously, if I see someone's being left behind, I will try to pick them back up. But I don't. I'm not counting. I'm sure when the game ends, someone's gonna realize that oh, Hazel has the most, and so-and-so has the least, and why does Rad hate that character? If they intentionally wrote them only for so many scenes. It's not that. It's just vibes as I'm writing. So, yeah, I'm not thinking about it in that terms, basically. Which fan art / images are suitable for the gallery? It's as long as you give me permission, I'll consider adding in the fan art. If someone draws fan art and says, hey, you can add this to the game, and I kind of have that in writing in a DM or something, I'll add it. But I'm not going to just...
It needs to be... it needs to comply with terms of services for any platforms that we publish the game on.
Yeah, if you're drawing Hazelnut Latte Vor, I'm so sorry, I'm not going to add it to the game. So, yeah, as long as I get your okay, and I kind of want to add it, because I know, I appreciate fan art, so, I mean, it depends. I would have to make a fan art section of the gallery. I don't think we have that at the moment, but, yeah, as long as I have permission. That's the biggest thing. I'm not going to go on Twitter, find someone who's posted fan art, and just, grab it, right? Let's see. The next one is... Counting Finn, Max, Charlene, Dave, and the OF models, we have a total of 6 hookups at the moment. How much are in the plan since we are already cutting content? It's so funny that you asked this, Harry, before I dropped the post about cutting out the OF models. Or cutting out the servers anyway. But I guess you're kind of asking how many hookups we're going to have in total. I don't know, but there's, let's see, fuck it. How many? There's 4 hookups I haven't introduced yet that I want to add. I'm not sure if I'm gonna add more though, because I want the game to come out, so I might just like scrap those characters.
DLC.
Yeah. In the interest of cutting content, I literally had like a week, or I was debating with myself, where I was like, do I for time cut Tay, Maki, and Kara? Like I literally was like, to make this game work, do I just either make them side characters or just cut them entirely? I was like, you know, Lotus, I was I was in the fucking weeds trying to like find a way to get this game to come out at a reasonable time frame.
Oh yeah.
So I was in earnest thinking about it for a while. I decided not to because I know people would. I think anyone I've introduced, if I cut them, people would probably like come for me. But so it's more like I'm being more trepidatious on who I add. I want to see through who I've introduced.
Finn was a guest OnlyFans model. I had no idea. No, Finn is not an OnlyFans model.
No, Finn is not. It was Danny and Ash at Nodos are actual OnlyFans models. That was it. We were gonna add more before we cut the Nodos thing. We were gonna do a whole thing. We're gonna do a bunch of like collabs. We decided to end it there because having Nodos as a location is so. It raises too many story questions. Mainly, why the hell isn't he planting a camera and using it to blackmail you the second you go in there? So we're like,
Yeah, that was a tricky one to justify.
Yeah, especially when I plan on you pissing him off way more before the free roam starts. Seeing as Nodo is more of a character. I know, but also it's like a nice way to not have to do a whole system that would have taken us so long to keep up with over the whole course of the game, because you have to be constantly adding in new models, adding in new scenes for those models, and it's like it's just too much. It's too much.
I think we can do these next 2 questions quickly before we go on to the next questioner. How important is Noto's going to be the restaurant? We've answered that question, sort of.
Yeah, well, I feel like because we killed it. I mean, Noto's will be important because the villains live there, but the location is dead. And will we see more characters there? Yes, you will.
And then we got an anonymous questioner who filled out the form. This question might be difficult to answer accurately, but how many months do you think it will be before episodes 2 to 4 are finished and playable?
Well, this is funny because it was before we announced how long episode 2 will take.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's my energy drink.
Episode 2, we did mention in the post, is going to be a pretty lengthy one because we are establishing some areas we're going to reuse for future episodes. So if you extrapolate that 3 and 4 is going to take slightly less than episode 2 takes, and you can sort of estimate a number within there.
Yeah, we don't want to say a number because once we say a number, that's the number, right? Like once we as the team say it, it makes it real. Thank you for cracking a cold one. Hell yeah. Cracking a cold one with the same thing. Cracking a cold one with the polycule. Let's go.
Exactly. How many new characters that weren't in the Renpai version do you plan to add?
So far, 2.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. I guess technically Julian and the receptionist count as 4.
Oh yeah, that's great. 4 so far.
4 so far. There are more. There's people I haven't. Thank you all for subbing, by the way. It's amazing. I didn't set up a thing for that. I didn't even realize that could happen. I didn't know that was a thing that was going to happen. But there's a lot of characters we haven't introduced yet. A number I'm not sure, but there's a lot. There's a lot. And this is a pretty personal question.
But this is not about the game. Do you want to answer this, or do you want to skip over it?
I can answer. It's more like if you two want to also answer. So this person on the forum asked if we're gay or bisexual.
I noticed that there is an option here, 2 options missing here. Not very woke of you.
Wouldn't it be funny if I was asexual? That'd be the craziest twist.
That would be the craziest twist.
They shackle me to a desk when I have to write loot scenes. No, I'm the kind of bisexual who thinks that pansexuality is silly. So I'm bisexual, but the gender doesn't cis, trans, non-existent. I'm happy either way, really. So that's me.
Yep. I am called heterosexual, straight, which was not one of the options here, so I guess I am null.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of same with Red. Like, I don't really mind any of them.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck you, Lotus.
Yeah, man.
I'm sorry, I'm a fake.
No, Lotus is actually great because Lotus is super woke though, because he's only interested in Vera.
And anyone who fits the descriptions of milkers.
Were you the one that made that image of Vera
I
surrounded
get shot
by
down every time I post that Vera meme.
It's so funny,
every
dude.
time.
It's so funny. And let's see, Alex
That
on
was
the
before
forum.
I even was taken on as a job.
That's true. Asked the question we already answered, which is, will we see more non-central characters like Finn? Yes, we will. All right, let's bounce back to the chat for a while. God,
we got a lot to do here.
we got a lot of work to go. This is going at least 2 hours. I'm so sorry, everybody. Let's see. Okay, we're in the chat now. We're in the chat. Let's see. Where the fuck were we? What was the last thing we said? Switch from YouTube was a huge leap. Bobby's awake. Thank you. Wonder. Wait, no, I think we answered these. Would be corresponding dates. We answered that. Oh my god, the chat just changed. Jesus Christ, I have to go scroll back up now. Let's see. Do you plan to add more? Oh, let's see. Is this? Oh wait, no. I have to make sure I'm on the right track here. Yeah, Dave in the cafe. Do you plan to add more customization options for Isaac in the future, such as more hairstyles or colors? Yeah, so we actually had more plans for Isaac to have more hairstyles, but then we realized A, that would take more time. And B, Isaac is supposed to be like a really boring businessman. And it doesn't make sense for him at the start of the game to have crazy hair options. Though we do plan on having a hairdresser in Jade City after you move, where he'll be able to express himself a bit better. We do want to add facial hair at some point, but it's one of those time things where we're just, because of the monthly uploads, we're so forward thinking, it's hard to go back and ask Koth, like, hey, can you add a beard, like 5 beards to every scene you've done already?
Yeah, man.
I don't want to kill him.
Beards for Isaac, please.
But if we can get enough money to hire another animator, maybe one of their first jobs is, I need you to add beards to every scene we've done so far. So yeah, that's more of a thing where like we want to do it, but it's just money, right? It's the boring, unfortunate answer of money. Doom asked, I actually have a question too. Whereabouts in the States does the game take place? It takes place in vague, Seattle, New York City. It is a otherworld amalgamation of New York and Seattle. And then New Haven is like fake Chicago. But obviously they're not. I'm taking extreme liberties, and that's why, they're not named that. But yeah, that's basically the idea. What has been the most fun thing to animate, code, and write so far in the new game development? Let Koth go first.
Oh man, that's kind of hard to answer. You're gonna give me some time to think
I
about
got you.
it,
Lotus, you want to take it away?
Most fun thing to program. Well, it's one of the first things that I did. But it's not in the game yet.
Do you want to text me? Do you want to text me what this is? Because you're scaring me here.
No, it's fine. It was to do with the spine character animations. One of the first things that I was tasked with trying to implement. Because we just wanted to see if we could get it to work. And I still don't really know when we're ever going to use it in the game.
Here, do you want to text me in the staff chat? The staff yap?
I did.
Oh, in team comms?
Yes.
Oh, hold on. I can't open it on stream because then it'll change what we're doing.
All right, I'll do staff yap then.
No, I'm reading it. Penis twitching? When did that happen? What are you talking about?
It's one of the first thing you asked me to do when we were testing out rigging, like making Spine 2D work for.
Dude, that was like ages ago. I don't remember what happened like 5 days ago, but yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah, it's one of the first thing I was asked to do after we established that we could get it to work with Yarn Spinner. It's like, right, here is a model. Make it animate.
Yes. Remember that now. Sorry, that was
Oh,
ages ago. I'm a whole different person.
Yeah, this was so long ago. This was while I was still in university.
But the most fun thing for me to write would probably be the all the new Jamie stuff. That was fantastic. Like, and during this rewrite, when I have to get to a scene that I've already written in Ren'Py, I'm kind of like a bit like, ugh, I've done this so many times, you know. But then when I have to write like the new Jamie scenes, or in this next episode, the new Robbie scenes, I light up. I get so excited. So that stuff is like all the new character introductions. Getting a second stab has been a delight, like an absolute delight. It's part of the reason why I wanted to do all this new stuff in the first place, was like I wanted to get now that I know the characters, because the way I write, like normally when I'm writing stuff that's not like stuff that's being like published the second I write it, which is still so weird for me. I typically like write a whole thing and then I go back. Like I have a book that I wrote where I wrote it and I finished it and I was like, what's missing here? And I literally did add like 5 chapters to the start of the book, and then I was like, there we go. Now it like hits the way better. So I guess I did that here too. I guess I jump. I guess I typically, when I write, I jump to the meat of what's interesting, and then I work my way back later and find out how I'm gonna get there, so that it's more satisfying. It's kind of like, I guess a good example is if anyone's read Berserk, you know that Berserk starts like when he's already like the Black Swordsman, and then Miura's like, oh wait, let's do the Golden Age. Actually, let's give this some context. I kind of write like that, where I will jump into the meat, and I'll go back and I'll actually set up the dishes and everything, and I'll set the table. So getting to do that is always a lot of fun when I know where I want to go as a writer.
Have you managed to think of the funniest thing you've animated, Kof?
The most fun.
I said it in the chat. Is that a spoiler? Is that okay for me to say?
Oh, you texted it to me. Oh, let me see.
It's in the chat.
Gotcha. Sorry. Thank you. Open chats. That is a spoiler. Yeah.
Is it? That's a spoiler? Okay, well, I will try to avoid it then. Anyway, so there's this scene. It's not out yet, but it's quite recent. And I guess I have a really good time animating it because I think I finally understand, like to a certain depth, how animation blocking actually works. And I think quite noticeably the workflow feels a lot smoother. And I don't feel as painful trying to animate them, especially the transition between a loop to another. I think it feels a lot smoother and it doesn't take that much time at all too. So yeah, shout out Richard Williams, the GOAT, the animation GOAT. Like, I don't know where I would be without him, man, and his fucking book. Truly.
What a beautiful non-spoilery answer. That was well handled.
Hell yeah.
You did better than most MCU actors. I'm proud of you.
Oh man, thank you.
Let's see. What's been okay?
Are there characters that we didn't get to meet in Ren'Py to be introduced earlier, like the redhead that I forgot her name? We answered this just now. It's Keira, by the way. You're talking about.
Oh, you jumped farther ahead than me.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, a little bit. Will Hazel also be an Evil Dead nerd? Yeah, that's happening. Since it was talked about that there will be a more in-depth coffee making minigame, will there be breakfast making and pastry making minigame as well when the cook and baker are hired? That is.
Are we doing cooking, Mama?
That's such a good question because I haven't even thought about that.
We'll see.
That sounds cute though. How about this? I will take that under advisement. Thank you. Thank you, Alfred, Bobby B. I appreciate that. That's a good question. I don't know. I'm so sorry. I've actually literally. I think I've been so stuck on the coffee. I haven't even thought about the bakery. But yeah, probably. I'll have to do way more research. I was never when I worked at a bakery, all the stuff that I made came frozen. So like I had to like, sometimes like do a little bit of something to it, but it was typically just like, throw the fucking croissants in the giant oven. and then they get
Microwave
and then they
failure
cook. Maybe like I'll have
can
to
be
like
good.
I don't know, like brush like simple syrup on like a Danish or something, but that's about it. Rowdy, you mentioned that the story was rebooted in the new engine. What are the biggest narrative differences between the old and new? I think it's obvious that it's Jamie. Jamie really shook up things. Once I realized I wanted to redo Jesse and in a better way, everything fell into place. Like really, everything fell into place. It was going to be a much more straightforward retelling of the story until Jamie kind of came in and said, "Actually, let's do this better." Alfred also asks, will there be perhaps a Finn delivery minigame when he's hired as the cafe delivery boy?
Oh gosh.
I'm gonna say I'm also not planning that, but fun idea. That's fun stuff. Where like I think we like that sounds so fun that we'd want to do it, but I guess it's gonna be a matter of like we're gonna have the time and money to do it when it comes time to do that. So we'll see. This is a really important question, actually, from Simon here. I hope that one day, when the full game is released on Steam, it won't cost so much in my country's currency, Brazil, because the taxes here are absurd for games. Yes, fucking Brazilian to US is insane. So I do want to say that there's a lot of reasons why we're doing a base game on Steam so much sooner rather than later, why we're not waiting for full release, is because a lot of people, this game has a very international appeal, which is kind of constantly surprising for me, and also I'm very happy about that. But Patreon does not allow regional price adjusting, but Steam does. So I fully plan on the Steam release to adjust it for every country. I'm gonna do research for every country, and I'm gonna adjust the price accordingly so that it is affordable in your country, that you're gonna roughly pay like what I would pay for the game would be roughly your equivalent of that, not like if I pay whatever much money you're paying like thousands of dollars. So yeah, we're gonna really make sure that we figure out a good price for that for every region, because it's so fucking stupid that Patreon doesn't allow that. Because how many of you aren't subbed to the Patreon because for you it's like $1 million or whatever? Like it's silly. It's like it's so stupid, so fucking dumb. Sorry, it actually pisses me off. Let's see. Will there be other ways to earn money via side hustles similar to the main character's business consultant jobs? At the moment, we're just we don't want to add too many mini games
already.
What's that?
We're not really focusing. We already answered this one
Oh yeah.
earlier.
Oh yeah.
We're not really focusing on money earning as such. We kind of said that in narratively, it's sort of Vera handling the money and you, the player character, handling the strategy. So it's not going to be like in the Rempe where you're counting dollars and trying to like have a certain amount, a certain figure in your wallet at all times.
Yeah, we want to. I mean, obviously, we want you to earn money and spend money, but we don't want you to be. I don't want you to spend your time doing like 18 different money making mini games
instead of hanging out with the people.
Exactly. So kind of like maybe one or two. Like obviously, you're gonna get paid weekly from the cafe, depending on your performance in an episode. Honestly, even the consulting thing is currently on waiting to maybe go into the chopping block. We're still talking about it, but we are definitely, again, everything is being looked at with a fucking lens and going, do you need to be here? Because before, part of the problem with the game was that it bloated so much. Because every idea we had that sounded fun, we just threw it in without really thought or care. This time around, we're way more professional about it. We know a lot more about how to make a game. So now we're really looking at everything going, yeah, do you actually have to be here? Are you needed? Would it be funner if you were actually fucking gone? are the characters that we didn't get to meet on Renpai be introduced earlier, like the redhead, I forgot her name. I'm assuming you mean Kara, and it's Kara is they, them, non-binary. But yes, yeah, I kind of answered that earlier. But yeah, everyone, all of the main love interests by the end of episode 4 will be introduced, because episode 4 is the end of the base game. So we want to have everybody in there by the time the game launches on Steam, so that everyone knows who our main cast is supposed to be. Let's see. With 24 episodes, yeah, no, you got corrected the 17. So with 17 episodes planned, how do you maintain the coherence of the story and the arcs of the 7 interests? I will say that, honestly, reducing the episode count from 24, 25 to 17, it's so much more focused. And especially, and then the other thing I did to help with that is I hired one of my best friends, Frisbee, who I have. So the reason why I hired Frisbee was I needed another writer anyway, because writing a game of this length with this many variables is a mind-bogglingly insane task, while also trying to manage a team. Because I'm also, making sure everybody has a job and they know what they're doing, and I'm keeping coherence, and I'm checking in everybody, and my Discord DMs, my notifications are, constantly at 9+, because I always have stuff going on. So, but Frisbee and I have been friends for over a decade. We read each other's stuff. Frisbee has read all of my things. Frisbee is a person who really understands how I write and how to help me make it better, and where I might fumble or where my weaknesses are. So having Frisbee on board to help is really helping maintain all that stuff. We have over half of the game's episodes are really well outlined, and then the last third, fairly outlined. We kind of have episodes where it's like, this is when Tay's arc will conclude, this is when Kara's arc will conclude, and this is kind of how it's gonna go. But we have to figure out the specifics on how to get there. So we know the end point for every character. It's just about getting there, and for some of them it's really detailed. Like I will say Jamie's whole arc is figured out. But other characters that are a bit farther away, like Kara, we're still bouncing around ideas. But we have time, obviously, because this game's fucking huge, and if episode 2 is going to take 8 months to release, we have time to figure this shit out. So, but honestly, having another writer to help, there's a reason why TV shows have writers' rooms, is because you need people you can't do it all on your own. Your brain will explode. Let's see. This is from Wrist. A masculine femboy builder fixing the cafe? Well, no. Actually. It's the person who's going to fix the cafe is moving on. But not a femboy. You'll find out. It's going to be very fun. I know their character. They're great. I love them. Gambling update when? We're actually planning on a gambling thing. Don't you worry.
Shh, under wraps.
We've been talking about the potential gambling mechanic for so long. God, it's
You always
fun.
have to be a bit careful with how it's implemented.
Yeah.
But it'll be fun to see it take form.
We have some good ideas. We have some really good ideas.
Should we go back to the forum quickly?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hopefully everyone's having fun. Hopefully we're answering questions pretty well. Okay, this is from the forum. The forum, not the forum. The forum. This is from Franz. This is actually a really important question. I'm really happy this got asked. Will the romance/monogamic route for Hazel be changed? I always felt bad for Robbie after I chose to be exclusively dating Hazel. And part of that was because I felt the game wanted me to feel bad. It implied that wanting a relationship only with Hazel is the bad choice. Some people are just not into polyamory, and it would be nice to have an exclusive relationship with Hazel, but for Robbie also to find someone he loves. That to me feels like a failure in my writing then, because I really hoped that I wrote Robbie in a way where he didn't quite really care all that much if he just chose Hazel. Obviously Hazel, as a character, wants to be Polly, and he definitely wants Isaac and Robbie. But part of their whole character thing is that they're good friends, and they're definitely feel like lust for each other too, but they kind of know that like one-on-one they're not good in like a relationship, like a strict monogamous relationship. But they know that that's not them. You can imagine they've tried that before, and it's not really like, yeah, let's go, bro. You can kind of imagine that they've tried this at some point in their youth, and it didn't work out. And they kind of realize, like as adults, like, okay, we're not good dating, we're good friends, we bang sometimes, but we're not like good like that. So they kind of do want a third or more, because then it's not, then it would maybe work out a bit better. So, and also part of this too is like the fact that in the older builds, Robbie is like lumped in with Hazel as an introduction. Oh yes, so awesome. Thank you everybody for being chill. I know I made Doom a mod just in case, but everyone's been very nice. I really appreciate everyone just vibing with us. This is very, very nice. This is going way better than I thought it would, because my worst case scenario was nobody shows up. And then it would just be us three sitting here going, oh, well, all right. But yeah, so this time around, Robbie is being introduced solo, not as a lump package deal with Hazel. That's happening in the next episode. You're meeting Robbie before you actually meet Hazel for the date. So that scene is, I love it. Frisbee read it and was like, I kind of have no notes. This is kind of amazing. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I fucking cooked with this one. So it's really good. This one of the scenes where I'm like really like, yeah, I did it. I was on fire that day. So yeah, I also, like, with the game, you can choose one character, and then I want the game to be fine. I want it to not be bad, I don't want you to feel like you have to date somebody, because part of the reason why I made the game so that you could not have to be with everybody is because I played a lot of adult games where I would kind of have to go with a character that I wasn't into, like I was like, a scene would happen, and all of a sudden, like, my character and this other character are fucking, and I'm like, I don't like this person. I think they kind of suck. I don't want to do this. So when I made my game, I was like, I don't want that to ever happen. I never want the player to feel like, oh, I have to be with whoever now when I really want to be with someone else. I don't want that. I want you to pursue who you want to pursue, and the game to be a bit modular. So I never want you to
accidentally made it so exponentially bigger.
Yeah, but no, it's one of those things where it's like, if I'm gonna make the game of my dreams, I kind of at least want to have this, right? This next question I'm gonna skip because it's asking when episode 17 will be released, and we obviously already answered that. And then not a question, they're just saying thank you for all the hard work we do, and thank you, Franz. I appreciate that. I know I'm only answering questions from the chat, but I want to thank everybody who's saying nice things. I just I think if we read every single question out loud, we would be here till into the afternoon or morning, because I know for these two it's like midnight or whatever. It's like 10 a.m.
Time
for
zones.
me.
What a treat.
Yeah, time zones suck. Okay, this is from MK2422 from the forum. Will there be bottoming in the game? There already is bottoming in the game, son. This is funny. So there's people who are here who didn't play the Renpai build, which is awesome because that means that everything's fresh and new. But it also means they don't know stuff that happened in Renpai. Yeah, so part of the pacing of the game is that Isaac has to get comfortable with the idea of bottoming. He's at the moment in his journey realizing, oh my god, I like dicks. I like guys, I like trans women. I like non-binary folk. I like trans men. He's a door is opening, and until he can open the next door, he has to fully walk through this door. And the next door is bottoming, and I mean, there is a character I've introduced already who is kind of making Isaac, be the more submissive in the role. So Jamie will keep that up. Jamie's doing the Lord's work, okay? And keeping Isaac, there was a kind of like an internal joke that like every update had a love interest on their knees. And like
because they don't drink their milk.
Yeah, in the update post.
Calcium deficient.
Until Jamie, because Jamie's gonna keep Isaac on the ground in his fucking place.
Exactly.
So yeah, as the game, obviously, like in the last Renpai episode, Hazel had that scene where he was like, "I don't mind taking, but I want to give sometimes too." So that will happen. Will there be boy pregnancy? Impossible. However, I implore you to try.
And try harder.
Do you want to take this next one, Lotus? Oh wait,
Now that there is,
actually, yeah. You know what I want to say.
You want
So
me to read
you can say it.
now that there is free roam, will there be dating sim mechanisms for each romanceable character, love points, stats, etc.? No. Same for the same reason why we're not gonna do like penny pinching currency stuff. We don't want you to chase numbers. We want you to chase outcomes. So no, we won't have good boy points going forward. We did introduce that Spectre in the Renpai build. For those that remember, you could check your phone to see how much progress you had made with certain characters, but we're not gonna continue that.
Yeah, and that was more for like letting you know that there was conversations to be had, but it let players think that they had to do it to get the best outcome. So yeah, we don't want to have it be like we don't want points. We don't want you to like really fumble Kara, but then if you like buy Kara enough of their favorite item, all of a sudden Kara forgets that you were a total douche.
Oh, that actually answers the question that was in the chat about whether we are going to be able to do gifts. I can't remember who asked it.
It was Alfred. I do want to do gifts, but I want the gifts to be like you're just being nice to your partner and not you get good boy points for giving a gift. I don't want this to be the Dragon Age Origins campsite where if you give Morrigan like enough like items, she'll just fuck you. Like I don't want to do that.
Oh gosh, I broke my first playthrough by accidentally getting a lot of gems as loot and just broke the entire sequence immediately after the tutorial.
But yeah, also I seen in the chat. I know I'm jumping ahead, but yeah, Robbie is a trans guy, but he cannot get pregnant. He made sure of that. Spoilers. Spoilers, but I want to put that in writing. Robbie said no, thank you. That would not be very gender affirming.
It would not be. Not even boy pregnant.
Yeah. Do you want to jump back to the chat?
Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah, I think we should. Okay, where were we? I have to. Okay, I'm gonna keep an eye on Risk's question about the femboy builder, and I'm gonna let the chat reset because it's gonna kick me.
I think it might be a little bit easier if we start reading the more recent ones, and then people can re-ask their questions if it hasn't been answered, so that there isn't a huge lag between asking and answering.
You think so? Well, but people could have left. I'd be so sad if they got their question missed.
Fair enough.
God, I do have to scroll back. Okay, that's a gambling update. Yeah, we answered that. Since it was stressed that Dave cannot come with you to Jade City, would it be technically more possible for, say, Max to move to Jade City with you? You will find that out next month. That's all I'll say. That's a spoiler. You'll find out.
That's a spoiler threat.
That's a spoiler threat. We kind of answered this. Do you plan to add more minigame stuff beyond dialogue choices? Yeah. I can do social media for free. DM me. And we'll talk. Kuro Fox DM me. We'll talk about it. We'll see what happens. How you like working outside of home? Remember you rented a place to work? Oh, that's fun. That's a fun. Actually, I'll talk about that for a minute. I'm actually home today because my home PC is more set up for this. Has I have like soundproofing here because when I chat with friends on games, I don't want to have my neighbors whatever. I'm home today because I wanted a chiller environment for this, and I didn't want to like loudly talk for 3 hours at my office. But yeah, I have an office because it's a really cheap, tiny office. I got that's like a 25-minute bus ride from my apartment. And I got it because working from home is too distracting. I have my cats, I have my husband, I have my games on my computer, I have my books, I have everything here that would make me not want to work. And also, like, I want to look at my work or my home PC as where I relax. I don't want to look at my home PC and go, this is where I do my work. So I think it's probably like because I've become so work pilled by working 9 to 5 jobs and working odd jobs and stuff like for my whole life since I was like 15, that I think I'm just used to my brain is wired to get up in the morning, get dressed, go travel to work. This is where I work, and then travel home, and then I can relax. And once I started doing that, my brain was like so much happier. I know some people love working from home. I need my home to be my home, and I need to be able to relax here because if I clock off, right, then I'm still at my computer. Then I'm just gonna go right into gaming, and then I'm sitting here at the computer for like how many hours? So yeah, having an office is great. I'd love to have a studio one day, but obviously our whole team is international, so who knows if that'll ever happen. But God, yeah, I do need my workspace. People love Dave, yeah, whatever. Yeah, everyone's talking about Dave. This is the thing I want to address, not to call this person out. So maybe I just want to say their name. Sorry if this question has already been asked, but the Fuda character, is she still going to be a route? We do not have a Fuda character. That is not a thing that exists in our video game. We have a trans woman, but we do not do Fuda in Hazelnut Latte. That does not exist. I'm not going to bash people who like Fuda porn, but we are making a game about real people, and Fuda is a very much porn brain genre that we're not diving into. Vera is a trans woman. She has trans woman issues and things that she's dealt with and experiences that she's had. So she's not a Fuda. But to answer the real question, which is, will she still be a route? Obviously, yes. Of course. Yeah, no one's getting cut. Is the important thing. All 7 main love interests are still the main love interests. All the side characters will still be side characters. It's all still happening, baby. Which romantic interest is your favorite to write about, Rad? At the moment, Jamie. But I'm sure one day the answer, when I get there, will be Kara. But at the moment, it's Jamie. Jamie Robbie, honestly. Not that I don't... So I like writing about Hazel, but like his story right now is not super changed. So, that's kind of like, I kind of just like having better word choice and telling it a bit better, but like the fun I'm having at the moment is the new stuff, which is Jamie and Robbie. Hopefully cute delivery boy Finn will be in the game. Yeah. We're not cutting anybody. Which scene have you been unable to include yet due to technical limitations? Oh my god.
We did mention one now about Kara delivering the pastries.
Yeah, the Kara scene. There was some stuff in the Max van scene that we actually couldn't include because we just ran out of time. It's in the script, I think, but there's a bit during their frauding where they kiss, and it just like we just didn't have time to do, because if you look at the Max van scene, count the camera angles, right? Count how many angles are in that scene. Koth had to do all those, had to rig all of those. So adding in another angle, we were like, fuck it, like we're not doing that. So we just never got around to it. Is there a voice acting team planned? So we do have voice actors. Our game is going to be way too big for full voice acting, like every line acted out. But we do have voice actors who do like moaning and stuff for adult scenes. And for the, I don't know how to say adult when I've been saying fucking lewd the whole time. But no, you're good, Wolf. I know that it's if you're not like, if you don't know, it's, you might see it as Fuda. But no, yeah, it is. Yeah, we don't do traps. We don't do Fudas. We try to. I mean, yes, I know we're making a porn game, but we're trying to be the wokest porn game on the market, as I say in Trump voice, for no reason other than that his spirit just it took over me, possessed me. yeah, so for voice acting, it's mainly just moans. At some point, we might want to get people to just record a couple lines of like hi, hello, some giggles, hey, like some little lines, but we're not at that stage yet. So yeah, we're no full voice acting because the game's gonna be maybe 1,000,000 words long at the end of it, and paying actors to say 1,000,000 words would probably cripple me financially. It's one of those things where it's like, would it be cool? Hell yeah. Would it be awesome if we did it? Sure. Can we do it? I gotta win the lottery first. What year does Hazelnut Latte take place in? 2020X. Vague 2020s. Post fantasy pandemic. So let's see. Make a Kickstarter. We were actually, Lotus and I were talking about a Kickstarter, and then Kickstarter suddenly was like no adult content. So
yeah, that option was ripped right from under our feet before we could even put that question to you guys.
Yeah, when we had the idea to make the game, let's see. So actually, the monthly uploading idea was Lotus's idea.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And at the same time, he's also like, we should also do Kickstarter. And I was like, I love your monthly idea. I want to think about Kickstarter a bit more. And then in the thinking about it, Kickstarter said, you don't have to. Fuckers.
Fuckers.
Since the story will feature more of a polycule rather than a harem, William mentions that other characters within it are doing stuff together, sexually, not rather than just the MC.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah. So the idea is that like, if you're in a polycule with everybody, Hazel's not going to go off and like find some random other guy. They're going to keep it within the family, so to speak. They're not going to go out and like blow some other guys in the cafe bathroom, but and obviously Isaac's a bit, I don't know, gets kind of maybe a pass to explore some other options, but it's kind of like, it's sort of like the thing of like it's almost like you're like, I think every side character has, maybe there's like a chance that they could have joined, but for some reason they're not going to. But Isaac's still like feeling them out and talking to them before they rope them into the fold. But only the 7 get roped into the polycule. And hopefully you're there for some of those encounters, ideally. Which would be fun to write and then get animated. Let's see.
Thank you for cracking a cold one with the chat. You're welcome.
Will there be servicing content? Yeah, we kind of answered that. Yeah, there's gonna be bottoming. I have a cute voice. Thank you so much. Red is multi-class. Maybe it's just the non-binary-ishness of me. I'm just jumping between genders like no one's business. What were some unexpected difficulties about making adult content? For me personally, it's writing sex scenes. Because it really is like the same thing every time. I gotta find new and fun ways every time I write the sex to make it a bit more interesting this time and a bit different. So that is tough for me personally. Is like getting to a lewd scene, because honestly when I write, I typically just skip the lewd scenes until like I have a day where I feel like doing it. So like I'll just like have a big hole in the script where it's like Hazel and Isaac are gonna have sex here. I do not feel like writing this right now because I'd rather write about them like talking about like nerdy stuff or like being cute together or going on a date, and that's what's more interesting to me personally. So it is a bit tough for me to sometimes hunker down and do that. How about you two?
I think we can put this question more to Koth, since a lot of about this in particular is about the visible aspects that you two do.
You're gonna have to repeat the question for me, man.
What's an unexpected difficulty in making adult content?
Oh, I mean, it's not the adult content part per se, but I think the sprite needs a lot of planning, like surprisingly a lot of planning, because I have to like recently I have to go back to a scene. I mean to a sprite, and add in a clothing, a new set of uniform, and it was quite tough actually because man, I don't know what my old self was doing, but it was not good. And so yeah, I have to plan better, I guess, in the future. And
I feel like I can
yeah.
echo that sentiment actually. About planning and like making assumptions about what you think is going to be needed for the game in the short term, and then realizing, oh wait, the things I'm making also need to be able to do this. I don't know if that's specifically adult content oriented though. One unexpected difficulty is that it becomes a bit difficult to talk to people about what it is that you do. That's the profession.
Oh my god.
Oh
It's-
yeah, man.
Oh,
Fuck. It's
people
the-
always try to fish for details.
God damn, it's the worst. And I'm like, sometimes I'll miss the bus and I'll take a lift home. And they're like, hey, what do you do? And I'm like, oh, I make video games. And they're like, oh, like Call of Duty? And I'm like, yeah, man. Just like that.
Yeah,
You're
I
like,
just say
well,
I do
that's
programming
crazy.
and then hope that they don't ask questions.
I had one, like,
Yes, man.
I had one barista try to like really dig for. I was going to this one coffee place for a bit, and they were really trying to like they're obviously being nice, trying to get to know me, but like they kept getting a bit more details, and I eventually just stopped fucking going. So I was like, if I keep going, I'm gonna just say it on accident or accidentally, sorry, and then I don't want to, so I went and got coffee somewhere else. Because they were fishing too much. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it, man.
Oh, here's an interesting one. Would anyone mind if I make a custom vinyl of the OST? It would of course just be for me. If no, that's cool.
That's great, because I doubt we're gonna ever sell a custom vinyl because only 9 people bought the soundtrack. So clearly, selling it is not gonna be. Yeah, that was a. I do want to say that was sad, but so there might not be OST releases for a while because we have to pay our composer an additional huge fee for the licensing rights to release the soundtrack, like as a soundtrack. And we were hoping that the sales for soundtrack 1 would help fund soundtrack 2 and then etc., but they didn't. So there might not be OSTs until we have that Steam money. Because then with the Steam money, hopefully we'll be able to, pay our composer the fees that is required in our contract to get the licensing rights for the soundtracks. Yeah, you're 1 in 9, yeah. And then and also one of the 9 was one of my IRL friends who doesn't even play the game. He just bought it to be nice. So actually it's like 8 of you, really. So I don't count him.
We're saying I didn't know I could buy it. Toss me a link and I'll get it.
It's in the Discord links. There's a link to the Bandcamp, yeah. Want to be unemployed?
Don't feel pressured.
No, don't feel pressured. I'm half joking. Obviously, like if it fails, it fails. It happens. It doesn't matter. People don't really buy music these days anyway. It's I'm a weirdo and I buy all my stuff on Bandcamp and put it on my Zune like an old fart. So it's
I have to confess, I'm one of those heathens who my music playlist is me just saving videos from YouTube and playing them like that.
God, I did that in the old days. What's the door code, Rad? That was 2 days ago.
Oh,
Hey, I asked this on the Discord, but if I continue supporting on Patreon, will I get access to all the expansions as they come out? Yeah, okay, I'll talk about that a bit more. So the reason why we're doing... So, obviously, there's multifaceted reasons why we do everything. But one reason why we're also doing expansions is because... one point we thought, what if we had it so that we released the base game, and then you pay once, and then we just update the Steam release every time there's a new episode? And what we realized what that would probably do is make it so nobody would ever be a patron, because why would you bother if it's going to come out on Steam anyway? And because it's just the one payday from Steam, we'd probably lose money. And so unfortunately, we need money to survive and make this game, unless there's no billionaire financing. I know Saudi Arabia is buying up every fucking game company, but we're not one of them, thankfully. We have you guys. So you're gonna Patreon's still gonna be updated once we're on Steam. So you're gonna get those episodes before they come out as that expansion, and that's kind of why we're doing the expansions too. Is Steam's gonna have to wait, Steam's gonna wait for 4 episodes every time. And I mean, on the one hand, it gives us this fun thing where like on Steam, it's like gonna be an event when they come out, like however often it happens, it'll be a big like, whoa, a new update of Hazelnut Latte. It's crazy. And then for all the patrons are gonna be like, yeah, I played that like 2 years ago, bro. Where the fuck have you been? So, and you guys get to help shape the game too, because you're gonna be with us in the development, letting us know what works, letting us know what fails, letting us know what could be better, letting us know what you want, and you're gonna be like driving the game with us because you're like our shareholders. You're the ones helping us make this game a reality, and so you're gonna be there with us. So that by the time it hits Steam, all those people who are waiting on it, they get the fruit of not only our labor, but your labor too, because you're helping us make this game. So yeah, obviously you can be on Steam. That's really chill. We know there's going to be a huge Steam audience. But if you're a patron, you're going to get to be there on the ground floor with us, making this work, You're going to be helping save the cafe. I'm scrolling. There's a lot of not questions.
Oh, I lost some of the chat.
I really like the narrative changes. The game seems to be a lot more fleshed out and considerate. I really like the Renpai version when I played it about a year ago, but I like the new version more. Hell yeah. That's right.
Thank you. That means a lot. Gabe Newell, the GOAT.
Wholesome friendship with Frisbee. Hell yeah. I'm trying to find a question. Oh my god, the chat just moved. No! Oh, actually, I'm not that far.
I'm just happy everyone's behaving. It's already easy. I shall join cheap and drink on my own. Rubbish shall be included. Okay. I need to look for question marks. Will there be multiple endings? Oh, we answered that already. Yes, there will be.
I know, I need question marks.
Yeah.
I'm a bi king. Hell yeah.
How many
bro.
cats have you got? How many cats have you got, Rad?
Me? I have 2 cats.
Oh. I have 0.
You gotta fix that.
Yeah, I gotta fix that. Koth, do you have cats?
I'm afraid of cats, man. Not gonna lie. I'm afraid of like animals. Like in my mind, I will be like, holy shit, they are gonna claw the shit out of me.
No, man, cats are. I do get clawed because
because they do that.
But I know when. It's never that bad. You just gotta not have fear. Like I literally got my cat I rescued my cat, so I know him. He legitimately bit me when I first met him because I was trying to fucking wrestle him from the streets. So he bit me for real then, but now when he bites me, I know that he's not for real biting me because I didn't remember what it felt like to get for real bitten by him, and it was not fun. So when it's your cat and you're chill with them and you're playing with them and they do a little nibble, they're not really biting you. They're playing with you. They're chill. You gotta just clip their claws though, because if you don't clip them, they're gonna fucking catch you, and that's where all the cuts on my arm come from. Is me being a lazy cat.
Only about outdoors cats, so claw clipping wasn't really an option.
Oh yeah, because they get sharper indoors because they don't have the trees to.
Exactly.
Yeah. Will we get to know the game Robbie is streaming in this version? You always knew. Robbie's game that he plays has always been known. It's League Wars 2.
Yeah.
Which is not League of Legends, by the way. I saw someone say once that Robbie plays League of Legends, and I'm like, first of all, League of Legends is not an MMO. So it can't be that.
I was hoping it was gonna be like Symbolscape or something, but it wasn't.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh well.
No, it's no, wait, I do have a RuneScape joke in there for a character. You're gonna find that at some point, but it's not Robbie.
Hey.
There is a character who
plays hiring in the game post-pandemic. Really is a fancy, yeah. Rough. That's rough.
Yeah, well, that's part of why. It kind of adds to why the cafe's in a bad spot, because it's post-pandemic.
Would it be possible to put the game on an Ain Thor?
What's an Ain Thor? Thor?
Yeah, I need to Google
what's an
that.
Ain Thor?
Google that. Ain Thor, batch 7 what?
I don't know what that
no
is.
idea.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, it's a DS knockoff.
Oh, you know what? I really do want to have like, I want to find a way to make like a custom small run of like maybe like 100 units of Hazelnut Latte on PS Vita, because I feel like spiritually we're making a very Vita coded game.
Yeah. So tentatively, maybe. Obviously it would be cool as hell to try to make this platform compatible, but there's a lot of different considerations to take into account depending on what user input the platform expects. So, for instance, we have certain considerations we need to make just for making it run on Android. For instance, like you don't have access to a keyboard, so all interactions need to be manageable just through clicking input. So for instance, a feature of that is that you can't hide all UI the same way on the phone that you can on a keyboard, because you don't. Right now we have like the H key to hide UI. On a phone, you have to open the in menu and click the hide UI button, and then I also need a way to unhide it. And so yeah, there's things to consider depending on what platform you're developing for. So we'll see where it ends up going. But yeah,
I think we're gonna switch
can't
over.
promise I'm going to deliver it on a platform I just discovered existed today.
Yeah, sorry, we didn't even know about that happening. I think we're gonna switch over to the Q&A, the questions we received, because we've caught up with the chat for the most part.
Scope creep questions.
Yeah, these are questions we got on the scope creep thing, which was not quite scope creepy, but let's see. Well, Hurry had a bunch of questions. Let's see. Will we have a hung femboy, and is someone on the cast a hung femboy? I think Jamie's got kind of a rockin' rocket, bro. Jamie's got a.
I look at his
real
rig
meat
and like,
baseball
holy
bat.
shit.
Yeah, no, Jamie's packing. That's probably the answer.
That's probably the answer.
Do you, yeah, no, yeah, H key to hide the UI, hell yeah. Do you think Robbie would get bottom surgery at some point? That's a question that you should probably ask Robbie in the game. I feel bad answering that now. What will happen to any scene that happens in the future?
Are you asking if that happened during the narrative of the game?
Probably just asking if it'll happen in general.
Okay.
Tay's probably also packing. I haven't looked at. It's funny, when I was looking at my sprites that I have saved on my work hard drive, I saw that I never updated all the sprites to match Tay's new sprite, because I don't know if anyone remembers that we changed Tay's sprite at one point. So I didn't have his nude sprites saved, and I couldn't be fucked to open up the Photoshop file and check. But probably. He's probably gonna get one. So yeah, what will happen in the future scenes? We kind of answered that in one of our posts after this, but there's a solar eclipse happening. What the fuck?
What?
I didn't know that.
Where?
What? Where?
Not here.
Here? Not here. Yeah, so we are still adding in future scenes. We actually are gonna. I said it in the post, and this question was asked before that post, but I'll reiterate it. The future Hazel stuff is still happening. We're probably gonna get also other feature things, because there is a feature that I really wanted to. Oh, it's happening in Europe. Oh my god, whatever. Lotus, look outside.
Green lines in northern Spain. Fuck! It's gonna just miss me. Oh, fuck you, Iceland. Fuck you, Greenland.
Let's see. There was because I mentioned it in the post, but I wanted to do a whole game-wide system where you could like be working for Noto and turn Estro into like a secondary Noto restaurant. But there's just not time to do that in this run of the game. There's just not enough time, so we're gonna have that be one of the future endings in episode 4 for the base game. So we're adding some future stuff, but it's mainly gonna be like. So yeah, it's happening. Still, it's happening. Pet update when? Come on, just a pet for every character. Not everyone's gonna have a pet, but I know who does have a pet. This is from Fish.
You meant head pets.
Head pat update when?
I'll make that a high priority minigame.
Yeah, with 8K spine with the hand,
Hell yeah.
with amazing hair rendering physics.
Oh yeah.
Does Vera want or have plans? This is from Fish on the Discord. Does Vera want or have plans to maybe get bottom surgery one day? Again, probably a question that Vera will probably answer in the game, and not really one that we should say here. But I will say Vera likes to use it, so maybe not. This next one is really funny and probably a joke question, but I want to say it anyway. This is from Chewy, who asked us on Twitter. Will the game have base building and roguelike elements? I wish to build a private PMC if possible. A private military company. Lotus, will this be possible? Are we doing this?
Does private military mean as in like privates, as in the slang for peanuts? Just kidding.
Peanuts.
I don't know. I do. We are gonna have. We've talked about this before. There's gonna be a phone. It would be kind of funny if I could just make some mini games and put into the phone so you can fuck around with that.
If
I wanna do
anything,
that. We'll see. Probably not base building or roguelike because
no, I don't know.
that's
maybe,
a very expensive system.
Maybe the coffee minigames are roguelike. Who knows?
Oh, maybe. But base building, I don't know. I don't know how you do base building. Like, do you spawn zerglings to go collect coffee beans? I don't know.
No, that'd be fun. Little lemmings, you know?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Good ideas, good ideas.
This is good. This is good brainstorming. I'm gonna bounce to the chat for a sec, just because there's not a lot of questions. We can like kill them real quick. Will Robbie have the chance to be a semi-popular streamer? He could. That's gonna be a fun part of his arc, is the streamer stuff. Let's see.
When are we getting the game on the Dreamcast?
I know, I just skipped right over it. Oh my god.
I asked questions. In the previous build, I noticed that there's a shift for MC being top in the early build, later versatile. Can the route set for bottom options now?
Yeah, we answered that earlier. It's happening. Isaac's got to work up to it.
Apparently there's a meteor shower as well. What the fuck?
Entermit Star on Twitter asked, how much freedom does the engine used give? Obviously, it's still early in development in a lot of ways, so nothing extra for a long while, but mini games like this eventually add small side... Yeah, we basically answered this. Yeah, we're adding in mini games and stuff. This is a question from... I think this is one of our very few Subscribe Star questions. Subscribestar asked... Have you considered doing an updated version after the full release of the game is out? I've seen other studios I follow, Fading Club, do something similar with their games, where the latter is basically a remaster of the first, developed immediately after its release. I'm not asking for continuous updates or anything, of course, but I think it might be helpful for things. I basically think this is a very long question, I'm not going to lie. But I think what they're basically asking is, once episode 17 is out, will we still be updating the game? I think the answer is yes. I think we're still going to be tweaking and fixing things post the final update, or the final major content update anyway, because I'm sure we're gonna who knows, right? This is years away, but who knows where special animated moments backlog is going to be looking like. Who knows if there's stuff that we kind of had to skip over to get to the end that we want to go back and add. So I think if there's stuff that I'm saying it's on the table. I'm not saying we're not going to update it once it's final content, but if we
might not be on the magnitude of No Man's Sky.
Yeah, we're not going to No Man's Sky it. I'm not going to be updating the game for free for 10 years, and we're not doing that. But if we miss stuff, if there's stuff we couldn't quite get to, we want to just go back in and add it in, yeah, we'll do it.
Can't wait for the smart fridge version.
Yeah, there we go. Play it on your Samsung smart fridge.
Nintendo is surprisingly progressive when it comes to more mature themed games.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on Switch.
Unlike Sony.
Fuck Sony.
Fuck Sony.
This is from Falrom on Subscribestar. I really love the restaurant scene. Too bad you guys are cutting it. I saw the sentiment a lot. I want to talk about it. We're not cutting the restaurant scenes that are already in the game. We are just making it not a visitable location in free roam where you get to hire people. So those Ash and Danny scenes, are still going to be in the game. They're going to be part of like I said this in like the post, but there's like a corrupting Noto route that's going to end in episode 4, where you will get to have those scenes with Danny and Ash. But we're just not like making it a location and adding stuff to it. So it's not getting like, we're not removing the work we've done. We're just not going to like have it be a game-wide feature that would cost us X amount of money, time, and brain cells. Can we get Hazelnut King Baldwin cosplay too? Maybe for you. Will we still have Cockman art in the game? Yeah, of course. Cockman's still our main artist. Yeah. Of course. Hell yeah. We just have a lot of artists now, is the thing. We have Koth basically will some semi-draw stuff will kind of redraw certain things to be animated better. And also Kiki's our background artist who drew this beautiful background you're seeing. Also our backup animator Raz can draw in the Cockman style, so he's drawn like 2 things as Cockman, and you know, it's good to have animators who can emulate Cockman's style for when they need to like, you know, break up a character to make them riggable. So yeah, Cockman's definitely still in the game. Yeah, 100%. New update yesterday. Yeah, every Tuesday, unless there's 5 Tuesdays in a month, then no. Streams are going for 2 hours. Yeah, my throat hurts. It's fine. I'm having fun. Can I still smoke a cig in the back alley? I'll see you in November, buddy. All right, moving back over to the other questions. Let's see here. I enjoy Cockman art of the Sloth Femboy. Dude, yeah, no, his OCs are great. I love them. So this is from, let's see, this is from Hurry on the Discord. Will any character be virgin? A weird question, but I feel like something most games to talk about. Seeing as our characters are all in their 20s, probably not. I mean, for sure.
No
like,
shade on 20-year-old virgins.
No shade, but God, maybe, I don't know. I'd have to figure it out. I know somebody who could be, but I have no plans at the moment. But you never know when I'm writing. Thank you so much. I love you. That was crazy. I said my throat hurt, and then a minute later, my husband walked in with a new drink.
Oh.
Bless. Oh my god. That's so good. We started drinking Crystal Light packets. It's been great. But yeah, at the moment, I don't know. Maybe. I have someone who I think could be, but I'll have to see. This is from Fish on the Discord. Who has the most stamina in the bedroom? It's gonna probably be either Hazel or Jamie, because Hazel's an athlete and Jamie's a professional.
I think those are good answers.
Yeah. And then also from Fish, how many money-making minigames are planned, and if possible, how will how will they be balanced? Sorry, I copied the question as it was written. How will they be balanced so you don't just spam the most profitable one? Yeah, we only really have the one money-making game.
Because yeah, we sort of answered this already. This kind of falls back into what we were saying before, that we're not gonna try to have too much focus on money making, but more like doing tasks to create outcomes, not number crunch to get outcomes.
Yeah, even most of the stuff you do for the cafe is like you talking to people and helping out the cafe that way, and not. I mean, yeah, you cover shifts, but you know, eventually you're gonna hire people for the cafe, so the need to cover shifts are gonna decrease. But which is kind of why we want to have the cafe mini game to be fun, so that even if there's not like a real reason, like a in-game reward reason, we want you to do it because it's fun. We'll hop back to the chat for a bit. I want to do this like bounce back a bit more. Let's see. I honestly like how respectful this game is. I'm a trans-masked femboy, and most games would give that 0 respect, so I like Robbie. I guess thinking compassionately about sex workers. Fuck yes! Yes. Yeah, I don't know how many other, if any, games have a trans-masked character. underrepresented, under fucking represented. And same thing for like sex workers too. Like we kind of like want to run like the gambit of sex workers, right? So there are people like Jamie who might be like kind of stuck in a rut, who do want to get out but don't know how. Obviously, we're dramatizing it for the game a bit to give you like a bit of a way to help. But there's also people like the fictionalized versions of Ash and Danny who are in it for the love of the game, but it also kind of reflects them in real life because they are also OnlyFans models. So there are people who genuinely want to do sex work who are in it and they love it and they want to keep doing it. I mean, that's what we're doing in a way. But there's also people like Jamie who at one point liked it, now want to leave and don't know how to. So we're trying to give every perspective and treat them all well. And same with trans mass characters. We have more ideas for more trans mass characters, more trans femme characters. And, you know, we always have the amazing non-binary Kara looming in the distance, ready to make everyone not sure how to address them if you don't speak English.
Like a
first
solar
language.
eclipse that you can't see because there's a fucking mountain in the way.
Robbie beatbox tournament win. Oh yeah, that's a good minigame actually. You have to connect your mic and hit the beats like it's what is it, like Rock Band or fucking like the karaoke party, whatever, with the shitty like USB mic plug-in. I have those actually. Rad and Terran sound alike. Oh, that's great to know. All right, that chat's empty. Gonna hop back over. This is from Cluxy on the who filled out a form for the cutting content. What kind of plans do y'all have to expand the... Yeah, we've already answered that, actually. Is it difficult to develop lewd games while maintaining a respectful and chill community? I think it's something that's interesting that I've discovered, and I'm not on any other adult game discords because I'm really focused on my own. No offense to anybody else, but I'm not like, you know, in there. But from what people have reported to me is that I am very active, and it's shocking to them that I'm so active on the Discord and talking to people and keeping up with the community. I don't know. I treat this... I mean, I've talked to some devs who are like... who get confused that like I am doing all of the stuff that I'm doing, and I had a dev say to me like, why are you working so like hard? And I just treat this like a fucking like a real job, and I treat this completely seriously, even though we are making a game about like dicks and fucking and stuff. I really do treat this 100% seriously. And so in my community, I make sure that it reflects me, right? So like if there's someone in there who I notice is like acting in a manner that I do not find acceptable, I will ban them. And I think our mods do a good job of knowing what I like and what I don't like. You know, we have a very like anti-AI Discord. We have a very anti like you know, slurs, racism, anyone who's not, you know, inclusive. Like it's a very woke party in the Discord. So I think everyone's very respectful because our game is built on respect. Our game is built around respecting characters' autonomy. Like I had a DM from somebody who said like, will we ever get to choose outfits for the characters? Like, can you choose Hazel's outfit? And I said to them like, I get why you would want that, but it would take away the character's autonomy and they would just become a plaything if you got to choose what they wore. They should choose what they wear, you know? So it's like we treat our characters like they're real fucking people with problems, and like everyone's gonna be a bit messy, right? Like everyone's gonna be a bit of a disaster. And everyone's also going to be wholesome and nice, but they're very complex individuals, right? No one's going to just be like one note. Which is why I found it funny when people were like, "Oh, Jamie's going to be in a library. That's crazy," or "Jesse's going to be in a library. That's crazy." And I'm like, "Why wouldn't he? He's a multifaceted individual. Of course, he could also be at the library and then also like be like a sex worker. Like it's, you know, these are real characters." So I think because of our game is so like respectful, our community is also going to reflect that, because if you're not like that, you're not going to be in our community because you wouldn't like our game. You'd go play something else. You'd go play stupid fucking Gen AI slop femboy roommate. You know, you'd be over there. You want to be in our Discord. Our Discord's for cool people. So that's how I do it. I love the ban button. Taryn actually asked on Discord, will there be a secret Isaac gets a clock ending? Well, does he have a license for a gun? That's the real question. And does he know how to shoot it? But the real, I know this is asking about a girl cock. Isaac's not going to get feminized because I am not a trans woman. I'm a guy flirting with being non-binary, and I feel like having that story, I think it should be told by somebody who has really lived that experience and can tell it from like that first person perspective and go through the motions. So I'm not going to do that because there's a very specific story I'm telling with Isaac. And I think somebody out there hopefully gets inspired by my game, because the reason why you make art is that you see something and you go, I want to make that, but I want to add this flavor to it. You know, like I kind of was playing adult games and I thought, like, wouldn't it be cool if there was like Harem Hotel but femboys? And then that kind of helped start my, you know, or what if we had Quickie a Love Hotel story but with femboys? And those questions led me to make my game. So I think it'd be cool if there's a person out there, like a trans woman writer who wants to make an adult game, who looks at Hazelnut Latte and says, that would be really cool, but what if Isaac discovered that he was actually a trans woman? And then they make their own game. I think that'd be fucking sick. I would love to inspire that. So it's not my story to tell. And if I were to tell it, I would have to I'd probably want to hire somebody to help me do it. But then if I was to even do it, I'd be making two games at once, because I'd be making the game where Isaac is cis and I'm making the game where Isaac is trans, and it'd be a very different experience both ways. So yeah, I hope somebody can do it. Let's see. Let me jump back over to the stream chat. OST goes hard. Hell yeah. Will this be posted live? Yeah. So once this is done, it'll process and be. If you go into our YouTube channel, actually at the moment, there is my test I did last night. That's like a 10-minute test where I was testing the stream. That's archived on there, and this will, once we're done, will be archived on. So it won't be under videos. It'll be under live. This game is an asexual rep, very progressive. Yeah, and also Frisbee is actually helping out with that too, because I sometimes, you know, I know it's like my idea, but I'll sometimes, you know, I write for like the sexualized harem route, and then sometimes I forget to add in the asexual parts. But Frisbee's been doing a good job of keeping that at the forefront and making it really important. Like they in the newest update, for those who've played it, you can now go and do the Max van scene if you are asexual, where before you didn't even go out to the van. And Frizzy made it so that you could go out to the van and talk to him and learn more about Max, but then not like go through with the frauding scene. So yeah, we're always improving, but we're trying to be respectful of everybody, and
So
also,
cute.
yeah. You still doing good on the itch charts? I don't check. I don't check itch at all. People tell me I'm doing good, but because we haven't
checked that.
I think you just like let's see. I think you just like go and you check the tags and see how far up we are, because the higher you are, the more popular you are, the more you're being clicked on. I will say, when we updated the itch page to have all the new screenshots, our search results popped like crazy. Like and I added the new screenshots and redid the page, it was nuts. It was great. And then it also saw a bump on Patreon too, so good shit. Can we get cuddle scenes and just kissing for fluff lovers? Yeah, that's the thing I want to do too.
That's what I'm here for.
But then also there's some people who like it, who are like, man, but I want that too. Like, I think everyone should get fluff, and it's like, all right, fuck, God, I can't make everyone happy, can I? I'm gonna try though. I'm gonna try my damnedest. Let's see. I'll go back over to the questions over here. This was some crazy on the Discord. I actually talked to them a bit on the Discord, but I wanted to reiterate it here for fun. All cut content should be compiled in a bonus content alternative universe section when you have a final build. So basically this is asking about preserving older content. it's tough because like we have the last Renpai build saved, right? So that's a very like a time capsule. Sorry, Curse Force wants to update. Shut up. So that's like a time capsule of like that part of development. But there are like it's hard to keep everything because so much gets changed. Like the script's been through so many drafts. Scenes get changed so much. I will say in our gallery update that we are working hard on. We do have a big section for like legacy art and concept art. So you're gonna be able to see like concepts of scenes, older versions of scenes. You won't be able to like play them out because I just don't keep every draft of the script because that would be gigabytes of crap. But yeah, we are gonna keep older stuff, but not everything. And again, the Renpai build always is gonna exist. I'm not gonna ever delete it as much as I might want to, but I know people would not be happy about that, so I'm not going to. Even though you should play the new versions, it's better.
It is.
It is so much better. I'm gonna take a sip of my drink. I've been talking for like 10 minutes straight.
I can read up the next question then by Franz in the
Thank you.
meantime.
Thank you.
Completely understandable to cut Mr. Noto's place from narrative standpoint. I like about the loot scene that with the workers there. There was that you had the gameplay choice be okay. Yeah, so it's another question about whether we're gonna have a choice to be topped, which we answered that before. It'll happen. But it'll happen as the player character Isaac develops themselves, you know. So yeah, we're not removing that from the game.
Yeah. Will they add? I love these next 3 questions.
Yeah.
These ones are fun. Do you want to read them? They're really fun.
Leo. Will they add more Dave in the future? I don't know who they are. I think you mean us. We.
They're respecting my pronouns, Lotus. That's what's happening.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Will they?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. What else will they add to Hazelnut Latte? The rest of the game. And what are the plans for the future?
The rest of the game?
Continuing development of the rest of the game.
I guess they're trying to fish for if there's anything interesting that we're gonna add that we haven't talked about.
I feel like we're given some sort of loose hints for what's coming. Do we want to give something else?
Roguelike horse gambling mechanic.
Roguelike horse gambling mechanics. Yep.
That's
cool.
Moving on. Did you?
I can't read this.
Oh no, a gotcha mode. Battle pass.
How do you read this name? Shawarma Man.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I'm a bit uncertain regarding how well the strategy of utilizing expansions as opposed to continuous. Oh yeah, this is an interesting question. As opposed to continuous update and something like simply raising the game price on the Steam as development moves on. But it's interesting to hear your strategy regarding that in the future. We touched on this a bit earlier
about it, yeah.
Why we're thinking of why we're wanting to do it in expansions. Yeah, we sort of mentioned that if we were to sell it as base game and then incrementally increase the price as we add to it, you're still in that situation whereby early adopters will have paid for it once, and then for every time you increase the price because it's more content, while the game will make more per sale, you will make fewer sales because people already have it.
Yeah, so we felt like expansions were like the third best consumer-friendly option, because obviously the best consumer-friendly option would be to give it to you for free, which is never going to happen because we like to pay our landlords so we can continue living. The second best option would be the free update thing after a base like release, but again, you do miss out on sales. But with expansions, you get to have more sales, which means more game gets made and it gets made faster. And you also get Patreon people that are happy because they have exclusivity for like a year or two while we make the next update or the next expansion or whatever. So I think it's the best of every world possible without being really greedy and evil. You know, like we don't want to release a game and have you like Because the evilest option is we release the game for free, and then we tell you you have to spend money to buy gems, and gems unlock new story scenes with characters. You know, like that's like despicable. So yeah, expansions I feel like are just a good middle ground where like everyone is probably gonna be happy with that, and everyone seems to be happy with that. The next question was how do you plan to handle the Steam expansion pack releases? As technically speaking, there could be a situation where a player that is unaware attempts to buy expansion pack 3 before 2. Yeah, so there is a way actually to restrict sale of an expansion. There's also a way that we could just be kind of what I call the Blizzard method of when the new expansion comes out, the old expansion is no longer for sale, but it is available for those who buy the new expansion like as a bundle, right? So if you buy the newest Diablo 4 expansion, you get the first one packaged in. So you could do that too. So there are ways to make sure that you don't like just buy expansion 2 or 3 or 4 and that's it. Or I guess 3 or 4 and that's it. So because they're not like standalone stories. So there's ways that we can restrict it so that you can't just jump ahead, which is kind of why we're not like making sequels, because in a way the base game and each expansion is as long as it's as a standalone game would be. We're basically making 4 Hazelnut Latte games, but we're calling 3 of them expansion, so they are, you know, consistent because it's one continuous story. We don't want to pull a Mass Effect where you got to answer a questionnaire on what you did last time because you skipped game 1 or whatever. Your game helped me process my dysphoria. Fuck yes. And who said the porn was bad for you? What was that?
I was just saying, I'm glad to hear that the
game
has been helpful.
Yeah, no, every time I get a positive message, it makes me feel really happy that I'm doing it the way I'm doing it and not just making a straight up horny bonk bonk game. And it also helps me fight off mentally the people who say that I should focus on just the porn. Because every time someone says, you helped me with the serious thing in my life because of this game, I'm like, okay, it's worth it to put in the effort to make it like a real story with real characters. And this last question from Shawarma Mom. I understand this means that Patreon subscribers will continue to receive episodes after episode 4 continuously. Yeah. We kind of answered that, yeah. So the Patreon will still be updated, which is why we're doing the expansions. The expansions are going to be for the Steam people who are going to just come back for every time there's a big event, but then the Patrons are going to be there on the ground floor with us, making the game with us.
We're starting to reach near the end of the form questions.
I know, I'm so happy. This might just be a 3-hour event.
If you have any more questions, put them in the chat now, because when the questions run out,
we're probably going to end, yeah.
We're probably going to
end. Let's see. This person just know me on Patreon is asking, interesting concept, and I quite like it, but I don't understand the platforms you're releasing on. It's not only Steam, right? Because we're not just releasing on Steam. We're going to plan to release on GOG. We're planning to release it on Patreon and Subscribestar. We're probably going to do a thing where it's going to be like a Patreon post. You can buy the final game update, right? But also we're going to do... we're going to try to do itch, but we don't know if they're going to let us sell on there because they're being really dumb. They're being stupid. Yell at itch and make them allow the sale of adult games. It sucks. They suck. They got a backbone. And once they get their backbone back, we'll just sell the game on itch. But until then, we don't know. We don't know. This is from No Meme on the Discord. Does any of the main characters want to start a family someday, and will it get talked about? It'll get talked about. You'll have to find out who does and who doesn't. That's kind of a story spoiler. Great stream. Thank you, Alfred. I appreciate that. I'm hoping this is fun for everybody. I think we're maintaining a semi-consistent number of people watching, which is great. Ronan Ev on Discord is asking... If I keep paying on Patreon, I'll have access to the episodes even if I don't buy on Steam. Yeah. That's the same question. Fish asks, who has been the hardest character for you to design for? That's a good question. That's kind of like a Cockman question, but he's not here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'm thinking. I kind of thought of everybody, in a way. Who was the hardest, though?
Who's had the most renditions?
Well, that's Hazel. But that's because
Yeah,
we've
that's
been
Hazel.
updating our art for like years. God, I don't know. They've all kind of come to me pretty easily. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe Tay?
I mean, Max has like quite a lot of renditions, right?
Well, that was like that was me and Cockman trying to get what was in my head onto the page, you know?
Oh, I see.
Yeah, he was kind of locked in my brain, but it was, it's trying to convey that to somebody, what you want them to do. No, it's pretty easy, actually. Well, because if I think of a character, I probably know what they're gonna be. I don't like sit down and go, I need a character. Who's it gonna be? You know, a character comes to me and I think, okay, how do I get them in there? So thinking of characters is actually really easy. I will say though, when we did Future Hazel, we had like a bunch of possible designs. So that I'm not sure if that was tough. I don't know. This shit's easy. Just kidding. Let's see. Book of the Dead cameo, secret ending where you're transported to the kingdom of demonic femboys. That'd be sick. That'd be really funny. That'd be a good DLC. The medieval death DLC. Okay, we're getting to the end of the questions here, so this is the last. If you have questions, this is the time now for hopefully for Koth and Lotus, but also me. I know there's a lot of stuff for me, but Koth is here, Lotus is here. We're a team. You can ask some questions too. But I'll answer this on the thing first. This is from the Codex on Patreon. Will we get to see Hazel's ex? I forgore their name. Yes, we'll be seeing Zach. Don't you worry. He's gonna appear. He's gonna happen. Hurry on the Discord, I think. Or no, this is actually on the stream yesterday. Hurry asked the question. I had to like copy it from the YouTube chat and drop it in here. What will be the treatment between the community translators and the team / copyright? So this is this is a question about the translation. I'm not sure if no one's asked it today. I'm surprised that there's been less translation questions because I get so many of them in my Twitter DMs. We are going to translate the game. It's going to be run by the community. I think the idea at the moment is I'm going to get people to sign like a waiver where it's like, you're agreeing to help out with this game. You're agreeing that there's going to be no monetary compensation. You're agreeing not to use generative AI. And you're agreeing, to basically to do this for us as like a community built free thing. And the reason why we're doing that instead of hiring a company is that I found a couple of companies and I got like a quote on my old episode 1, or the old Unity episode 1, which is like 30,000 words. And to get it translated in one language was like thousands of dollars to do like 30,000 words. And
Per language.
So that is just not financially feasible for us to do it. So I want to open it up to the community. Once episode 1 is really, really, really finished script-wise, then we're going to start opening it up to the community. We'll have them sign waivers. Then you can get into this. I'm assuming Lotus will probably have like an Excel sheet of like each line with a certain code attached to it. I'm not sure how you're going to code the translation, but I'm sure
it'll be handled through Yarn Spinner's own localization.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So it'll be more clear later, but essentially every line of dialogue in the game has a unique ID. All you do then is it's like color by number, but with text.
Yeah. So we're gonna, when it's time, because I think at the moment I kind of want to go over episode 1 one last time, but like I've read it so many times that I kind of don't want to look at it for a while. But I want to give it one final glance over before I put the fucking final stamp on it and say this is going to be done forever. So once we're a bit into episode 2 and I have time away, I can come back with fresher eyes. Okay, I think we've gotten some questions from the chat in here, so let me hop over here. Let me hop over. Oh, shout out to the snake. Oh, this is great. Yeah. Very important question for all the team. If you had to choose one character to not exist anymore, which would it be?
That's a rude question. All right, fine.
Somebody want to answer that for me?
One question that I don't want to exist. Noto. It would remove the conflict of the story, but then we can focus on the cute cuddles instead.
Koth, who would you, if you had to choose one character that not exist in the game, who would it be?
I mean, are we talking about only the main love interest? Or
Anybody, anybody at all?
Because-
Anybody? Oh yeah, I could have picked nobody.
I mean, if it's anybody, then it has to be Dodo, man. Like, that's not a question, man.
Removing all the stakes from the game, just happy times forever.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's funny.
Just make everyone happy, man.
Yeah. I would get Dave the fuck
Also,
out
thank
of
you,
there.
Bobby.
Dude.
Yeah, man.
Get his ass. He fucking stinks, dude. Get him the fuck out of here, man. Well, fucking weasel. I'm sorry. I had a really funny conversation with Frisbee the other day where they were reading over the script, and I got a message where Frisbee was like, "Are we supposed to not like Dave?" And I was like, "Yes." Frisbee was like,
We've
"This
had
is
so many conversations about this. Like, why do they like him?
I know,
Why do they
it's
like
so
him?
funny." Frisbee was like, "You write him to be like really unlikable," and I'm like, "Yeah, but everyone loves him." And Frisbee was like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Uh-huh, yeah. Thank you for you getting it. I'm happy you understand what I'm trying to say here." Ugh. Oh yeah, but yeah, thank
And
you,
he's
Bob.
just like me for real, man.
Let's see. So Bobby said, "Shout out to Koth for working so damn hard, drawing, being a bastion against Gen AI slap, and putting real work into art and compelling animations. I cannot stress this enough. Thank you, Koth. Yeah, thank you, fucking Koth, dude.
God
Thank
damn,
you,
yeah.
Koth.
You're giving me too much credit, man.
No, literally the backbone of everything. So amazing.
Thank you,
The
thank you,
spine
thank you.
2D of this whole project.
It was. I want to say
Hell
something
yeah.
really
That
funny.
was funny as hell if you know about the fact that we're using spine 2D to animate our
Yeah,
characters.
the
So
spine
that was really
2D.
funny there.
That was good. No, that was good. It was good. It was God. It was like maybe was it like last December, where Koth we had a talk where we were like, what if the characters, the sprites were animated? It was something crazy like that, right? Where it was like pretty close to us starting the release, where we were like, what if they were animated?
Yeah. That was, oh gosh, that was a sweaty moment though, because we were like, we could. It would make us stand out a lot, because not a lot of people do it. They do like pre-rendered stuff, which bloats the file size maybe. They try to do that, or they do like GIF animations. But like to have them properly, because we were talking about that, because it's obviously a file size concern. But then we're like, well, if we do animation in engine, it would have like minimal size implications.
Yeah.
And only a tiny performance implication, because it's all handled on runtime update. And that was something we couldn't do in Renpai. In Renpai, if you wanted a character to be moving, it would have to be like a video clip.
Yeah, because Renpai was just all videos. Like every time there was an animation, it was a video.
Yeah, exactly. And then, so we've talked about this before, that like, okay, one snippet of an animation on Renpai was like anything from 5 to 20 megabytes, depending on how long the loop was. Whereas in Unity now, a sequence that encompasses several different speeds, several different amounts of force, and other things moving. Essentially, the size comes from how much PNG material is attributed. So like the actual flat 2D sprite, but like making it animating it within the parameters of what the PNG sheet allows you to, it doesn't like make the file that much bigger just because you decided to make them move in a slightly different circular motion or whatever. It's cool shit. It's huge excitement for doing it all in engine instead of doing video recording. The funny actually that today was the day that I actually deleted our container for video clips. Because I thought maybe we would have them in the game at some point, even though we've decided against using them. And today I was like, no, we've been doing this Unity build for a year, and we haven't had to use an MP4, so I'm getting rid of it.
Yeah, especially now that we Isaac is customizable. That was also a thing that was kind of like a few months before. We were like, what if he was customizable? What if the sprites were moving? Like for a while, it was just like, oh, we're in Unity. We have more control, we can rewrite the story. But then like it was really like down to the wire. We then suddenly, I think during Christmas time, we're like, what if we went fucking beast mode? And by we mean make Koth do all of it. That's why I say you're the backbone, bro. Because
about what we can do.
Yeah. Goddamn, literally a legend.
Literally a legend.
Thank you.
Hurry, you have more questions about the translation. What kind of credit would community have? I think that we'd probably add a new tab to the credits page and just be like community translators, and then have like a credit for each language. I'm guessing we just add a new page to the credit book.
Yeah, we could do that.
And everybody who contributed to that language would. Because I probably want people to I honestly maybe even make a new Discord server that was like invite only, and like if you got in, like there'd be like a room for like Brazilian Portuguese, a room for like, you know, Chinese, a room for whatever, this or that, and then you kind of, those people would be in the room and they would kind of like debate over maybe what the best way to translate something is. Because I know the way that I write, there's a lot of like Americanisms and things that like very much make sense in my language that need some localization, and I would want the people who sign up to do the translations to kind of come together and be like, what's the best way to get this into our language, and then maybe like be able to talk to me and say, hey, what did you mean by this? What does this mean? So we can like find a equivalent in our language that makes sense, and then me and Fruity can kind of help like dictate what we were trying to say so that it can be a bit better. So I want it to be a bit collaborative, which is obviously another plate on my fucking rickety ass table, but yeah, I want the game to reach more people, and I know that translation is the best way to do that, and there's a lot of amazing people out there who would probably benefit from having this game in their lives who can't right now because it's in dumbass English, so gotta get that in there. So I'm very excited to do the translations. Obviously, I'm really making sure that the script is done before I say, like, okay, let's open up the floodgates. Because once we open up the floodgates and once it gets translated, I can't really touch it anymore. Like, once it's in there, it's like there's no way to I mean, unless I tell everybody to redo a section because I rewrote it. But I don't want to do that. I want to be able to give it off to you, whoever's doing it, and then take it away. This is a question from Fish in the Discord. We kind of answered. No, wait, that's a later one. This is really like traumatic. Is there any characters you feel deserve more attention but have been left to rot?
To rot.
This feels more like a question for the RunPy build, because in the Unity rework, no one's been left to rot because we just got started. You know, no one's like, I think the pacing is very good. Like, in episode 1, you met Max, Charlene, then Hazel, then Jamie. And then in episode 2, if you saw from the roadmap, it's starting back with Max, Charlene. You can meet up with Hazel. Then there's a big Jamie scene. Then there's going to be the big Hazel date. So everyone's being like, we're touching base with the characters. But if you want to ask about RunPy, how I felt, I would say that I felt that Jezzy was the most left behind, because his first encounter in episode 2, to progress the game, couldn't talk to him much. And then in episode 3, he very suddenly gave you his entire backstory. And then he kind of sat on the sidelines for episode 4 and 5. And then in 6, he was like, hey, yeah, bad shit happened. We can go on a date next week, though. So episode 7. So he really was very much pushed to the wayside, which I felt was really not good pacing-wise and also for his character, because he kind of got forgotten about. So I'd say Jamie, and then secondarily Robbie, because Robbie gets introduced as like a secondary to Hazel, and then you have the big, like, the next morning, the very rushed, like, what are we scene, where, like, all of a sudden now we're establishing a relationship, and for pretty much everybody that just met Robbie the night before, so it's like, this is kind of weird. And then Robbie gets to sit on the sidelines for a bit while you go off to Estro, and Noto shows up, and then you're dealing with the post-Noto stuff and the free roam, and then eventually you talk to Robbie in, like, the last update of Renpai. So I'd say Jamie, Robbie were left behind. Now, though, I'd say nobody, because we have to get there. So no one's really been left behind at this point. Yeah. Let's see. Fish also asked, when writing the story, which part had the most rewrites? That's tough. I do a lot of drafting. I'm a big drafter. I will rewrite a scene over and over and over again until I nail it. I mean, I guess technically the most would be Hazel's first scene, because it's the scene that's existed for the longest, which maybe is a bit of a cop-out answer, because it's technically true. It's technically the first scene. I've rewritten it tons and tons of times. And Fish also, for his last question, asks, who is the dev team's favorite and least favorite characters? I think we said least favorites. Let's say favorite characters. Who's everyone's favorite character? Go.
Well, it's kind of hard to answer that one, because they've kind of not all had a fair shake to... It's Keira. Yeah, it's Keira.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really have a favorite. That was just kind of a bad answer. Because I obviously love all my characters. It's kind of hard to pick a favorite child. It kind of depends on who I'm running at the moment, as was kind of like my favorite, because I'm writing them right now. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't really have one. But it's also Keira.
No favoritism here at all whatsoever. Nope. Saving the best for last. You heard it here first.
Yeah. Koth, who's your favorite character?
Design wise, I think I like Jesse.
Yeah.
Like, since the Renpai build, like, I really like his uniform, the fucking roller skate, man. Oh my god. And also the twin tail, like, oh man. Those
Are
are
we bringing back the roller
quite
skates?
a combination.
Are we roller skates?
I'm giving the roller skates to somebody else. Spoilers.
Damn.
Yeah, I do want to say about the Jamie Jesse thing, because we're taking a different approach to his story. You're not gonna be able to really sleep with them in the uniform, because your relationship started in a very different way. That I feel like neither of you would want to broach that, since he's very clearly dissatisfied with his job and wants to get out of it. Doesn't want you to see him in that way, and doesn't want to see you in that way. So, but those scenes I want to reutilize for a different character who we haven't announced yet. So I want to keep the spirit of those scenes alive.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
something to look forward to.
Yes. Let's see. There's one more
Keira's the
question.
spoiled child, even though they don't appear that much.
I have to give Keira the love, because they're so far away from being introduced. Will it be an end of stream speech? Yeah, we got some announcements at the very end. Can we somehow access the movie scenes discarded before the Unity version? We kind of answered that earlier. Not the moving ones, because we don't want to put those in a way like non-priority video files in the game, bloating up the file size. There's really no reason to have it in there, especially when we have the Renpai build, which is still downloadable and not going anywhere. It's sort of like asking, like, it's sort of like going, like, to the devs of Halo 1 and saying, like, hey, are you still gonna add in the RTS mode you guys were doing originally? It's like, no, we pivoted. We moved on from that. We're not doing that. So
It's a bit of a situation where, because we are working on the gallery, obviously that's one of the most anticipated features for before episode 2. And as you were saying, like already there, I mentioned it in the Discord chat that we kind of increased the file size by some 700 megabytes just by putting in non-animated videos, non-animated media into the game to be unlocked through the course of playing the game. And the issue is that the original animations, as far as I am aware, all of them were made in Live 2D, but now we're using Spine 2D. So even if we were to be able to bring it over, we would need to integrate Live 2D into the game as well. But the problem is
and After Effects.
And After Effects. The issue is that every time you use one of these bridge packages to be able to run Spine or Live 2D or even Yarn Spinner, there's a license question there as well. Because if we wanted to animate, we would then need to have a license with Live 2D to be like, hey, we're using your stuff, we're animating via you in this game, and we're going to be selling it, and then they're going to want a cut as well, and then that's going to be sad.
Yeah. Oh, but apparently Harry was asking about the movie theater, because there was going to be a thing.
Oh, the movie theater.
It was going to be a free roam thing. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
And then we cut it because we were like going to move on to Unity, so we didn't even get to it. Yeah. Actually, the other day, Pamika actually finished drawing the movie theater background. It looks amazing.
Yo,
it looks really good. Will Zach get some comeuppance for hurting our dear Hazel? Maybe.
Who's to say?
Who's to say?
Yeah.
Maybe. This is the final question that was submitted. This is from Nicole Freeze on Discord. How difficult is it to balance expected arrows or just porn games in general tropes and more serious character writing? That's
arrow gay.
Oh, that sounds arrow gay. I've only heard I've only heard it pronounced arrows.
It's from the Japanese erotic game. Arrow game.
Well, I would say that I don't actually know. I don't. This might be as a shock. I don't really play any other adult games. I don't know what's expected. I don't know any of the tropes actually. I don't know. I used to play a bunch. Like a few years ago, I was on a hot streak playing a bunch of them, which kind of got me inspired to make these. And then for the first year or two, I was still playing them a bit. But then honestly, I haven't really played an adult game for a while. Except I played the most recent one I played is DP Maker has a new game he's making, who's a buddy of mine, and he asked me to play a build to give some feedback, and I kind of only played it because he was asking me to check it out and give me feedback. I wasn't like doing it out of like, a purely gamer enjoyment thing. So I don't really know the tropes. I don't know what's expected in these kind of games. I mean, other than the fact that you're going to have sex with people. I will say though, like just writing like porn versus like writing anything else, because I do come from a background of writing a bunch of other things before this. It's the analogy I like to use is no matter what you're writing, you're trying to make the audience go, ooh, in some kind of way. So if you're writing an action scene, you want them to go, ooh, like oh shit, that's crazy. If you're writing horror, you want to make them go like, ooh, like that's scary. If you want to make them laugh, and go, oh, this is supposed to be funny. But if you want to write porn, you want to make them go, oh, because it's like sexy. So really, you're kind of trying to hit like the same sort of emotions from different angles. Instead of a sword fight, it's going to be a lewd scene. Instead of a joke, it's going to be a lewd scene. So like but then all the stuff in between is the same no matter what you're writing. I will say that for visual novel, dating sim type elements, like you're definitely focusing extremely on character. If I was writing like a fantasy novel, I'm going to spend some time also on the world building, on the location, on the scenery, yada yada. If I'm running a horror thing, I'm talking about like the suspense and the environment and all that stuff. But for a visual novel like this, that's a dating sim, you're really focusing on the character, and the dialogue are like number one. So I do less like descriptive writing because like it's a visual novel, so you could see the background obviously. So I don't have to tell you I don't have to describe Langston Market to you in extreme detail because he drew it. You can just look at it. A picture's worth 1,000 words. So I'd say like it took some doing to like once I realized like instead of like if I was writing an action thing, I would just put in a fight scene. Instead of the fight scene, I'm putting in a loot scene. Then once I unlocked that, I was like, oh, this shit's gonna be like fine. Like this is not gonna be that big of a deal, except for the fact that for a fight scene you can kind of go crazy with the variants, whereas the loot scene you're kind of like he's gonna stick it in and he's gonna thrust it, and then they're gonna come to completion. So maybe there's a bit more kind of monotony I have to try to wiggle around, but I don't know tropes really. Is there a TV tropes page for this that I can look at and maybe see what I'm expected to do? Because I had no idea. I don't know.
Feel free to link one in the Discord.
In the Discord, yeah. I don't know what's expected of me. Yeah, I really don't know. It's been a while since I played any, honestly. I should get back to it, but I'm kind of like, I mean, I do this 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. So once I'm off the clock, I kind of want to just not think about it. Like my free time, I'm like, I'd rather read a book, or I'd rather like, hang out with my husband, or pet my cats, or go out to my local Korean restaurant. I'd go see a movie, play Guild Wars 2. I don't know. Is that the end of the questions? Can we do the wrap up? Does anyone have anything else?
Yeah.
Is it possible to optimize it for a Samsung Fold? I have to ask why you. I have to ask why you bought that actually before I answer the question. I'm just kidding. I just would never buy a folding phone. It sounds a phone that folds the screen sounds so scary to me.
There's so many different like screen aspect ratio configurations. It is going to be an upcoming priority to have a screen shape agnostic UI. I can't say exactly how soon though, because I need other core systems to work first. So in the meantime, please try not to buy phone screens with awkward screen sizes.
Yeah, we are mainly making this game for the the landscape ratio.
Yeah, your standard
16 by 9. Yeah. Even though I know phones are like 16 by or like 19 by whatever, they're stupid.
Yeah, it's weird. And again, it depends on which make out, because obviously some are slightly taller, some are super wide, some are more square shaped, and yeah, it gets tricky because obviously you need the screen space to be filled by the characters, and one of the things you do tend to run into is that if you have a super wide screen, eventually it's like, okay, well, I want the character to move off screen now. But if you have a super wide screen, they suddenly have a very long distance to travel. So now, instead of them sliding off the screen, they're shooting off the screen like a cannon. The wider your screen is, the more Dave is gonna like fly as he enters and leaves the screen with his like hair flopping around, or his tie. That's kind of why I like having like the gray columns on the side a little bit, because then I can decide definitively this is the intended display of the game. This is what it's supposed to look like. This is the sweet spot for the dynamic of you looking at the characters, them moving around the screen and everything. Obviously, there's ways I can optimize for this. But yeah, that is something that we will discuss and look into later.
Not a game-related question, but Rad, since you read, what's your favorite genre of books and favorite books? I definitely read a lot of sci-fi fantasy, occasional horror. I should be reading romance more, but I just, again, like I get off work, because this is a job. I get off work and I'm kind of like, give me a sword and dragons, please. Give me a spaceship. Because I need to like flex my brain in different ways. It's hard to have a favorite book though. Brando Sando writes some good shit. I love me the Warhammer books. I need to read more of the Expanse series. I read the first one. I'm currently reading the 5th Horus Heresy book, Fulgrim, and I'm also reading. I also read a lot of comics too. I've been reading a lot of BL and a lot of like gay stuff. So I read. I'm 2 volumes into the guy that you. What's this called? The guy that you thought was a guy actually isn't a guy. It's the Green Yuri book. It's really cute. I love it. I also read I cross-dressed the IRL meetup. That's been really good so far. And a lot of DC comics too. I don't fuck with Marvel. Sorry, unless you're X-Men. Let's see, Cream Food's crazy. Hell yeah! I noticed a lot of Isaac remembering what happened dialogue in the version updates. That a writing resource that will be used often. That is us at some point, and we've been wanting to do this for over a very long time. The guy she was interested wasn't a guy at all. Yeah, that's it. I just call it Green Yuri. It's really good though. Hype for the anime. I love it. It's very cutesy. Also, I need to shout this out, as I know my husband's listening, so I have to find the name of this so I don't. I think it's called like Demon King Erogia is some hot stuff. Good stuff on that one. That's a very spicy one. I just got volume 2 in the other day because it came out in the US, and it's I can't wait to read it. Yeah, so the remembering dialogue, that's we want to do a feature where you have an in-game journal that reminds you of events that have happened. So if you play the game and you put it down for like 3 years and you come back and you're like, what the fuck was happening last time I played? You can just look at your journal and go, oh, here's a little summary of like what I was doing last time I played. This is a big thing in like older RPGs. Like I think Neverwinter Nights did this, where like you have like an in-game journal. So that you could basically like refresh yourself on what you did. Because I really hate putting down. I put down games a lot and leave for a long time. It's a problem I have, where I'll put down a game for like I'll think just a day, and then like 5 months will pass, and I'll come back and I'm like restart, and then I'm just continuously playing the opening levels and not progressing. So yeah, that kind of stuff is what we're gonna eventually turn into the journal, which I think was the very first thing I hired Lotus to do, and then we have not gotten to it.
Yeah, that was when we were still on Rempire, wasn't it?
Yeah,
And
I
then-
wanted, yeah.
So I think my first job was just to try to chronicle the canon of choices, and how things would be noted down, and then discussions kind of started going sideways, and eventually we started talking about switching engine.
Yeah. Yeah. Multiple endings? Hell yeah. But not game overs, though. I'm not trying to do as game overs as much in this version. I'm trying to do more like it's a more interesting path. That could lead to an ending. But like if you can tell from the Renpai build, there's no like you say the wrong thing to Hazel and the game ends. That was fun when I was first a fresh-faced dev who was just trying to figure it out. But as time has gone on, I realized that people don't like having to restart an entire game because of one choice they did. So we're trying to do a bit less Sierra Online and a bit more LucasArts. We're trying to not kill you and end your entire game because you said the wrong thing. So we're trying to move away from that. But we definitely want different outcomes, and we want them to be interesting. That's what I'll say about that. So, all right, we're almost at 3 fucking hours. This has been amazing. This has been incredible. So, to wrap up, we're still working on the hotfix for episode 1, the final build, which will become eventually the public release. And the public release is going to happen, ideally, we're planning on having it launch on October 19th of this year, which is the 4-year anniversary of Hazelnut Latte. We're going to have episode 1, the free demo, on itch for y'all to play and experience, even though I'm sure a lot of you are already patrons, but if you're not a patron, you've been waiting patiently, October 19th is our planned release date. And then if, for whatever reason, we can't get every animated scene in that first launch, we will update the demo when need be. And also, whenever we get translations, we'll also update the demo as well. So the demo will keep being updated because it's way easier with Unity to update a version of the game and take out all the stuff we don't need. Whereas in Renpai, it was evil and not easy. And I have accidentally, and also Renpai is easier to like break into. So like I know people like before Kara was ever really announced, people found their sprite in the code,
Oh yeah.
which
Yeah,
kind
you
of
can basically just drop RenPy files on a website to crack it.
yeah. And Itch, there's a person on Itch who uploaded a RenPy cracker who you just download the exe and you just get everything. So yeah, on our 4-year anniversary demo on Itch for free, and also probably going to make it free on Patreon as well if you don't want to use Itch because they suck. Will it be released on Steam?
Yeah, it has been 4 years. Yeah,
Yes, of course. Yes, that's what we're here about. That's what we're talking about. That's why. Yeah, that's what we said. Read our posts. There's a lot of them. They're really good. I'm not gonna redo the whole 3 hours we just did, but yes, Steam release is happening. When? Don't ask me, but it will be happening after episode 4. But yeah, so also, I know we'll be listening to the soundtrack on loop this whole time. So I gave it some time on Bandcamp to get some sales, then I put it up on YouTube as a big video. But as of today, it is now on Spotify and other major music streaming services. So you can go check out the Hazelnut Latte episode 1 soundtrack on Spotify and other places. That's happened today. Woo! So yeah, episode 1 demo, October 19th. Keep an eye out for it. We're gonna do our best to make sure it's as complete as we can. Obviously, though, there's chances for it to not be, and if there's not, then yeah. Is the game gonna be anytime soon? I just said October 19th.
Yeah, we just said.
We just said. But just episode 1. If you're asking if the whole game will be free, the whole game will be free as soon as I don't have to pay rent or groceries. So as soon as you can figure out that one, I will make the game free. And not just for me, for everyone on the team too. Everyone on the team has to have free rent and free groceries, and also free enjoyment things. We have the whole trailer for...
We have a whole trailer for every episode.
No. We will have a trailer for when episode is done, I think. But the thing is, we had a lot of stuff prepped for episode 1 before we launched it. So we had a lot of material to work with. Whereas episode 2, we don't have that much because we're so... we're building the train track as it's running right behind us. So we're not... with episode 1, when the first release, we had a lot of time before we dropped it to prep. We do not have the same luxury this time around, so... Maybe when it's done, we'll do a big, like, hey, guys, episode 2 is finished. So if anybody was waiting for episode 2 to be over, that's their call to sub to the Patreon for a month and get the final, the finished episode. We'll probably do that once I have all the material. I like editing trailers. It's fun. I like doing it. Okay, is that a fun final announcement? Some cool stuff. Free demo on the October 19th, and you can also listen to the soundtrack on your music streaming services. Obviously you keep watching the video on our YouTube channel, because I like seeing those numbers go up, but because Spotify doesn't pay anything. Famously, they don't pay shit. Famously they suck. No, I mean, I'm releasing on there because I know a lot of people would just use Spotify, but I do want to say as a personal thing, don't use fucking Spotify. Don't do it. It's bad. They fund AI war drones. Don't do it. Evil company. But also check out our soundtrack on there.
Well, yeah, thank you all for coming to the stream. Thank you for all the good questions. And thank you for being hyped and civil. Yeah, I'm happy that all this information went over well. I did this Q&A because I was worried that it was a lot of info, but also like, I knew it would have questions. So I'm happy that everyone's been pretty receptive to all of our big announcements and that we are, it seems like we're doing a good job. So thank you all so much. Can you release each song as a separate video as a playlist? Maybe. I don't want to spam anyone's who subbed to me. But I do think it is also, I think it's also released on YouTube Music. In addition to me uploading the video personally. So yeah. Thank you all. Thank you so much. This has been amazing. This was way better than my wildest dreams. And we'll see you all on the Discord. Is that a good ending? Is that a good... That sounds like a good ending. Yeah, see you on Discord, and look forward to updates soon. Bye-bye.